home interactive weekly GeekCon, all blended with wit, sarcasm, and a pub-like atmosphere. We're adults talking about adult topics and using adult language. We laugh and make jokes about almost everything. We don't intend to upset, but some folks have their feelings hurt easily. This is all done in humor in the style of the great offenders such as George Carlin, Red Fox, Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, Wanda Sykes, Sam Kinison, George Lopez, Lisa Lampanelli, Chris Rock, and others. So grab your vice of choice, sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy yourself in the company of great people, hot toddies, and guests alike, because here we come.
Put that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile in your head. Come on in, the door's open. You'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk of the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk of the tavern. Promising beer and bed love. The talk of the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk of the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
And welcome to Middle Age Geekery on May 30th, 2018. I am Travis Sivart, your host, and I am going to introduce my co-host in life and my co-host on the show, Andrea.
Hi. Well, today's coffee. Lots of coffee.
That's your vice. Anything else?
And water, because I don't feel very well. So
Yeah, I think there's
there we go.
one around. It's now let's move over here to our special guest, Scufflemoss Treeman, the troll.
Yes, is that wrong?
It sounds like you remember Marcus Welby, MD. I feel like your name is like that kind of name. Like you should have your own TV show, Scufflemoss Treeman, MD.
Oh, that's funny. Well, actually, caretakers are the one who named Scufflemoss. They say, you like to dance, you scuffle around. Don't you have moss on your face? You scuffle moss. You kind of like a tree man. You know who else have interesting name?
Who?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, he does.
Scufflemoss Treeman.
Yeah, it's I guess it's better than Morgan $5 Man.
Oh,
It doesn't roll off the tongue. Yeah, it does. It's what are your vices today, Troll?
Well, today, Troll just had water.
Good choice.
But normally, vice would be a hamburger bun.
Andrew's very interested in your bun, sir.
Oh, really? Oh.
Let's see. And by the way, anybody who is already popped in, watching, viewing, and hanging out, let us know what your vices are today and say hello to Scufflemoss. Now, folks, he's a troll. And we're going to get more into that, what type of troll, where he comes from, etc., etc. But please feel free to ask questions. We've been talking to him before the show. He's very open, doesn't seem to get upset or bothered with odd questions or normal ones. So feel free to chime in. Did you just see Squirrel go across the screen there, the orange cat? Yeah, she's going to lay on the... I set up a special table for my cats right next to me so they can have a place to lay, too, without it being my keyboard.
It's a good idea, because then they cannot knock things down that are right in front of you.
That's
correct.
They still do.
I'm going to stare deep into her eyes. Oh, right, and I'm Travis Sivart. I'm the host. My vices today are going to be light and easy. I am doing coffee also. I've got water in the other room. I'm going to grab on the first refill break. And I wasn't sure if you were saying I had something I had to get out of there. What, Andrew?
I'm posting the website for our guest, so you can go and check it out.
And make sure you follow him on social media. He does have some very cool pictures of him at like metal concerts and other such things. So yeah, I've seen him playing pool with a pirate.
This is true.
Yeah, it is.
That's not all Scufflemoss don't know. He's done a lot in the past year.
He has been busy. It's
Oh, yes.
And I may smoke a pipe. I think if I smoke a pipe today, it's probably going to be autumn evening, something light and whimsical. And I'll probably use my GBD, which is it's the first pipe I ever got. But I don't know if I'm going to smoke because, like Andrea, I've got a bit of a bug in me, and I don't know if I want to bug the bug. Let's see.
You should use stick to get the bug out.
Yeah, that's very true. I can just use this here. And
That is what they do on these. They take the stick, and they stick it into the ant hole, and they get the ants. And then they eat.
ant hole.
Scufflemoss tried
That's not what I didn't hear ant hole when you first said it, and I didn't really want to stick where I thought you said.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
I had a.
You could put stick in there too.
I know a few
But
people
then
with
people
sticks
would
up
go
there.
around saying, "What, you have stick up your butt?"
That's right. That's right. It's see how dirty we can get without using dirty words, won't we?
Scufflemoss could get dirty too if you roll around in the mud.
That's very true. So how often do you get baths?
Oh, well, caretakers like Scufflemoss to bathe every other day
Okay.
because he gets a troll foot smell.
Oh.
But, yes, it's nasty. It smells like a dying animal.
So is it nasty just to people or to you also?
Scufflemoss not necessarily like it. He likes the smell of sandalwood candles.
Nice choice. How do you feel about patchouli?
Patchouli.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Okay. Patchouli is one of those things that, as an incense or a candle, it's been so overused. Some people still love it. Other people are just tired of it and never want to smell the damn thing again.
Oh, yeah, Scufflemoss is fine with nice smelling things as long as they smell nice.
Which is implied.
Exactly.
There we go. And I think we're just going to go on with the questions here. There's not going to be much of an intro. We're kind of done with the intro at this point, and let's just roll forward because I have hung out with goblins and fairies and mermaids and other things, but I don't think I've ever hung out with a troll. What are you going to say, Andrea?
Rare.
Scufflemoss has a YouTube channel with some awesome videos, and I'm posting the link now. Go check it out. Follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
I am looking forward to Scufflemoss doing a video for us where he says, like, every day I'm scuffling on Talk of the Tavern.
Oh, that would be cool. Hey, you could just screen top this.
I could.
Every day, Scufflemoss scuffling on Talk of the Tavern.
There you go. That works too.
There you are.
Here comes another one of the cats. Come here, Giraffe.
What?
Let's see if I can get him lured over here. That's Giraffe. He's our big galoot. He's like a moose from the Archie comics.
He's big.
He is.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
lovable.
look at.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He is not gluten-free.
No.
Oh, no, especially if you try to eat him.
Hairball.
But, we are not in specific parts of the world where they do that.
Georgia?
Sure,
We'll go with that.
we'll go with Georgia.
Yeah, we say Georgia. It's not racist.
No. Oh.
Yeah, but we know how Canadians like to eat cats. So, we won't talk about that.
What?
We all know how Canadians like to eat cats, but we won't talk about that.
So,
Andrew?
I'm just curious. I know you're from somewhere between Germany and Russia, correct?
Correct?
How did you get here?
Okay, so Scufflemoss has a story for that. One day, he was walking through the forest, and he see this bug. And he go to try and touch it, and it got very angry. So it chased Scufflemoss through the forest, and then he come to clearing. And in the clearing was this big, at the time he called it a wooden house.
Mm-hmm.
We now know that it was a crate full of hamburger bun.
Uh-huh.
So was smell. He eat. He fall asleep in the buns, and then when he wake up it's dark. So he just wait in the dark as crate go like this. And then it hit the ground. He opened it up, and they're human. Then Scufflemoss somehow in Nashville. He go from wherever the hell he was in Europe.
From the big German-Russian hamburger distributor to Nashville.
Yes.
Happens all the time. Oh,
Well,
there's another one of the cats.
years ago, cannot talk about trade secrets.
So, was that your first experience with hamburger buns?
It was. They were like soft stones
Mm-hmm.
that were warm, and they smell so good.
So, is it only buns that hold your appetite's heart, or is it any bread product? Can it be like a baguette or a croissant?
Pretty much it is any kind of bread. Scufflemoss just call it all bun because it's easier that way.
I
But
understand.
he does like to eat some meats, eats vegetables, and from time to time, grubs.
Of course. And I've seen you eat a cookie.
Yes, cookie is good.
Because people send you cookies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, people could send Scufflemoss things. He has a P.O. box set up because he wanted to receive letters from friends, and he liked to write letters to friends.
Andrea, did you get that P.O. box yet?
I believe isn't a link on your website?
There is on the Instagram, in the bio, there is the
Okay.
address. I believe it is 107 West Lytle Street, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And the reason I ask is Andrea loves pen pals.
Oh, I see.
And she does not have a troll pen pal. So if you actually write back and everything, you may have yet another. And she'll send you stuff.
So,
Yeah, Andrea?
I do. So, P.O. Box 107, Murfreesboro, Tennessee?
Actually, here, it is actually an address.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not an actual P.O. box, but it is address where things can get sent to.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
So just no P.O. box. It's 107.
Let's see. 107 West Lytle Street, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37130. Not bad for 229-year-old troll, huh?
So West Lytle, Liddle Street?
Lytle, L-Y... hold on. Right here.
He usually holds this up.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Lytle. All right.
But you know. You can read.
Okay.
Got the rest?
I got it.
Okay. So now, by the way, for our viewers that have joined us, and we'll mention this again later for other people coming in, tonight at 7 p.m. Central? 7 p.m. Central, Scufflemoss will be on his Facebook page doing a live feed of him reading a children's book. And he's already talked to me about it, and we're going to see what we can't do to get, A, My Bunny is a Zombie, which is a book that I already have out for children, and the 2 books that I'm working on getting out there to him so he has more reading material for himself and his fandom, his people.
Yes.
Very good. So you were...
Zombie?
My
Bunny is a zombie? Is that what you
My
say?
Bunny is a Zombie is the one that I already have out.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good book.
It's, I tell you what, I normally don't say very nice things about my own books because I wrote them, I get them. It's adorable. I had a great artist, and it works so well with the dialogue. It's a great book. And looking at the art coming up for the other 2, I think they're just going to be a beautiful set of books.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm oddly giddy about the damn things. I did almost sneak a few adult puns into one of them, and I stopped myself, figuring it might not want to call the bats hanging upside down from the curtain rod meat curtains. But I almost did, and there's a gorilla hiding in the closet in one, and I talk about the gorilla coming out, and I'm like, let's not go any further than that, But I could have added in there, and we thought it was fabulous. Right. So yeah, I restrained myself from putting the adult inside jokes in there. The kids would never get. They would never make any sense to the kids.
It's kind of like when you watch Ren and Stimpy
Yes.
as a child. And then you grow up and you see that really they were in gay relationship together. And it was
I never
very
even thought of
strange.
that. Never even thought of it. But then again, we've also rewatched Popeye with Robin Williams. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. But
What?
there's a song in there by Olive Oil talking about Bluto, and she's singing about how large he is.
It's
Yeah.
way different than when I was a kid.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, he's this big guy. As an adult, you're like,
So large,
right.
so big and so hefty.
Yeah, he's large. So yeah, we have re-educated ourselves as adults with these jokes hidden in what kids we go, oh, that's a funny movie, and adults are like, yeah, it was. What was it we watched the other day? Was it Pee-wee's Playhouse or Pee-wee's Big Adventure that also had adult jokes in it that we missed as kids?
All kinds of adult jokes in
Yeah.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
so
that one.
I've only seen it like twice, and the last time was 2 days ago.
I also posted the address to send Scufflemoss letters and cookies.
Cool. Thank you, Andrea.
Oh, you're welcome.
Or, you know what else? And Scufflemoss, shoot me down if you don't like this idea. But if you're a children's author that has a children's book out, perhaps consider sending that to Scufflemoss. Is that reasonable?
That is reasonable. Not going to shoot that down.
Okay. That's close. So how long have you been in Nashville? Because you mentioned you're 229, is that what you said?
That is correct.
And you've been...
Scufflemoss has been in the Nashville area for like 15 years.
Okay.
But what happened after he arrived here in Nashville is he hid.
Right.
As most cryptids do. As you know, cryptids tend to stay hidden because do not want to interact with certain humans who have guns, would like to mount things on walls. So,
there's another adult joke.
For about 50 years, and then there was these peoples who they put this thing they call haunted woods in their backyard. And Scufflemoss was walking by, and he see this thing hanging from a tree, and he go and poke it. And then it turned out that it was dummy. So he come a little further in, and he see the people working, and they like, holy crap, you're scary. You want to work here? And they hire a troll and feed him bun. So Scufflemoss worked there for about 2 years. And then he finds he not really like scaring people. He prefer to dance, or what Scufflemoss calls scuffle. He especially start doing this by twerking.
Do you want to show the audience your twerking? We've seen it already, but we'll watch it again.
Okay.
Okay. That's great. Oh no! What happened? Oh,
Things on the ground.
look at you tearing up the
Change
place.
up
It's
So, yeah.
would you say a good motto that you might have is Scufflemoss would say, "I don't want none if you ain't got buns, hun."
Absolutely.
There we go. There we go. Who knew Sir Mix-a-Lot just hit it on the nose all those years ago?
I think Scufflemoss was inspiration for that song.
I would think so. But I'm going to choose to believe that.
Yes. And he have anaconda hidden under the surface. So you know that stuff.
Oh, I'm going to load the pipe here and decide if I'm going to smoke it. So who is... I think I saw Kennedy pop on for a second. Kennedy, are you there? Grouchy is there. They might not be able to respond. He might be able
Are you there?
That's right. Yell louder. They'll hear it better. So. You know, Andrea, you typed out Freud Club instead of Freund Club.
Did I spell it wrong?
It doesn't matter. They'll figure it.
Scufflemoss spelled it wrong.
No, you've got an N in it. She forgot the N in the word. That's all.
Oh!
So now it's Freud Club instead of Freund. I think she means something else by it.
Well,
Freudian
that
slip.
is just a little Freudian slip.
That's right. That's right. Glad to see we're on the same page here. But sometimes a banana's just a banana, Anna.
It'll still get to, even if you forget the N, it'll still get to him.
Oh, I thought you said Anna still gets it. I'm like, no, it's just a banana.
Anna gets the banana.
That's right. There's Kennedy.
So,
He's listening, but I
let's see.
suspect he's at work, so hard to interact
Probably.
until nobody's looking. But, we don't know what
So
he really
what-
does. Hmm?
What do you call that? What did you call that tobacco?
This tobacco is Autumn Evening. It's a wonderful aromatic that has a maple hint to it. So it's like the smell of a fireplace mixed with pancakes.
No, when he smokes it, because I'm at the other end of the house, it smells like breakfast. It's good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Scufflemoss once heard of moonshine that tastes like breakfast.
Oh,
Oof. See, I'm not a big moonshine fan, but I know some people that would just love to get their hands on that.
Yes.
That would be good. And by the way, Kennedy, nope, that is not who that is. I don't even know who Jim Freund is, but that's Scufflemoss, who we can call Scuffles if we want, or
I
Scuff.
think he was making
Or
a joke with the...
Scuff.
You can call Scufflemoss whatever you want, just as long as you are gentle.
Not Gentile, gentle. Okay.
Oh, that's different there.
Andrea, did you have more bun questions? What's your favorite kind of bun?
Well,
Scufflemoss really like pretzel bun.
Pretzel bun. With
Oh.
mustard, without?
Oh, prefer dry,
Uh-huh.
just because you retain all of the flavor of the bun.
Reasonable. That's a good point. That is the problem when you make a good sandwich. Too much stuff, you lose the flavor of the bread.
Exactly.
Yes, Andrea?
I was going to say, do you bake buns? Do you know how to do that? No?
No, caretaker is trying to teach Troll how to cook. There is two caretakers. There is the nice one, and she is the one trying to teach Scufflemoss how to cook, and she taught Scufflemoss to make spaghetti.
Oh.
Yes, it's good. But then there is the other one, and he has stupid hair.
I don't know.
So, Scufflemoss not often, but when he do, it's not as good as if caretaker made it.
Gotcha. Well, perhaps you can look into a bread maker. Because from what I understand, I have not used one. You just pour the stuff in there, close it, and press start and walk away. And
What?
then you'll have a big bun.
Yeah.
Of fresh baked
Big
bread.
one!
Yeah.
Oh!
There you
Caretakers were home right now for Scufflemoss to yell at them. Need bun maker.
That's a good point. Yeah, you could. I don't know if yelling at him is going to be the best way to communicate your needs.
Oh, what would be better?
Probably deception and taking their wallet and going to Walmart at midnight because you'd fit in there anyway. But option B would be asked nicely.
Scufflemoss actually have been at Walmart at midnight.
Yeah, fit in, didn't you?
Yes.
Only a few odd looks.
Scufflemoss also been to Walmart during the day, and that did not turn out as well.
Not the same, is it? It's yes, Andrea?
I was going to say, Kennedy said, I heard something about Freund Club as opposed to Freud. No idea what the reference was. Kennedy, is the address up there to write to Scufflemoss and send buns and books. Which I'll post again. Okay, continue.
It's I have no idea where we were. Were we on a topic?
Oh, talking about bun maker.
Oh, bun
And
maker.
Walmart at midnight.
Yeah,
Walmart at midnight, yes.
There is, not that it would apply to you, but some people might mistake it. There is a law in Virginia that you're not allowed to go into public spaces wearing a mask or with your face covered, except for medical reasons, safety reasons, like a motorcycle helmet and mask.
Uh-huh.
And there was somebody, I think it was a year or two ago, was arrested for having Joker makeup on. Arrested, like taken to jail. Charges pressed.
So, Scufflemoss, when you go, don't cover your face. Just go as you are.
Got
Be
to be
you.
yourself.
Yes. Be
Just
yourself.
letting you know if you come to Virginia, you might want to stick to midnight. And make sure
Yeah.
you stretch in case you got to run.
Yes.
So I'm curious about trolls.
Yes.
Because you mentioned you've been here. Did you say 15 or 50 years?
50.
50 years. Okay, so quite a while.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
So,
Been a while.
gotcha. Okay. So, going back to the Eastern Europe, Western Russia area where you grew up and survived for 179 years, I guess it would be, if I'm doing my math right.
Pretty close.
Something like that. What was that like? Because I've been to Russia, but I haven't been in the middle of the woods. I was in cities and stuff. So, populated? Squirrels? What do you got there?
Well, let's see. Now, you have trees
Yes.
in Virginia, yes?
Yes, many.
Lots of trees. It is like that. Pretty much there's tree everywhere. And because this was many years ago before human expansion, there was a lot of tree. So Scufflemoss grew up there. He see trees. He wanted to be taller tree, but he smoked tall.
Let me ask
So-
you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just wondering, now I'd have to check the year, but you weren't around there when Napoleon came through, were you, and trying to invade Russia?
Scufflemoss did not see very many humans for very long. He stayed very deep in the forest. There's very few instances where he come across human.
Gotcha.
Like story time video on YouTube, he meet boy named Ivan, and there was drought at the time, so Ivan had flask of water.
Mm-hmm.
Scufflemoss asked him, "Can Scufflemoss have drink from flask?" Ivan said, "No! You are ugly! This water is for Ivan!" And then he not looking where he going, he fall into hole and get eaten by bears.
So did the bear let you have a drink out of the flask after that?
Scufflemoss took the flask while the bears were not looking.
Very good. More than one bear, huh? Oof.
It was hibernation day.
Gotcha. I guess it's kind of poetic that A, the kid was named Ivan, and B, he got eaten by bears. That's very Russian.
Yes.
Let's see, if he was
So,
carrying
do
a...
trolls hibernate?
What?
Do trolls hibernate?
No. Troll tend to stay awake year round. He's nocturnal, so being up right now is troublesome. But he tend to have to shift his sleeping schedule around. Now, as far as hibernation, no.
Okay.
So when you were in, before you came to Nashville, hey,
Yes.
you came there 50 years ago. You were there when Elvis was still hanging out.
Yes, Scufflemoss did not see him though.
No, because he was rarely in the woods where Scufflemoss was. It's, makes sense. So, what
He
about...
did see Elvis about 3 days ago. In the woods.
7-Eleven? Oh, in the woods, not at 7-Eleven. Okay. That's good. What was Elvis
Yes,
doing in the woods?
He was pooping behind the bush. This time not dying.
It's I understand if you watch, you can also catch the Pope doing the same thing. So
It's true,
Yeah.
but usually at the Vatican.
in the Vatican woods.
No, just in the Vatican. He do it behind the throne.
Oh.
Gotcha. So what about family? Before you came over here, was there a troll village, a troll tribe, just poor lonely Scufflemoss? So
Yep.
where's all
Ever
the...
since birth.
Now, I hear there's a lot of trolls on the internet. Any of those you find that you're related to?
Oh, Scufflemoss find that he is more related to fictional characters like Groot, because he does not have DNA test to prove whether or not he is actually related. Now, Michael Jackson, on the other hand, he might actually be cousin of Troll.
That would make sense. That would make sense. It just makes me wonder, did you go through a period in your life where you shed your bark or your skin and was much paler? Did you used to be much darker? No?
No,
Okay, well,
no. But
Michael,
the difference is that we both dance.
gotcha. Yeah, it could be Michael's a different kind of troll, and just when you hit a certain age, you pale up.
You pale up once, then you become old lady.
Yeah, it's amazing that he could be so white and still dance like that.
Yes, for real.
It's
Wonder if he
surprising.
could jump too.
It's no, I don't think he could. I don't. He's
He
never
cannot
done
jump.
that, did he? He can moonwalk though, so maybe that's as good as jumping. He did do that. Yeah.
So wonder if he could jump high and make basket.
I feel like he should make a speed racer noise if he jumps high. Yeah, like the Mach 5 there.
Like that.
That would be great. Because he did have a monkey like Chim Chim.
Bubbles.
Bubbles, indeed. Indeed. Okay, so now we've realized
Are we
Michael.
going to do the story?
Do you want to do
I'm
the story
sorry.
now or second hour? Let's do second hour and do some, get ourselves educated on trolls, and then we'll do the refill break. When we come back, we'll start right in with the story.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay.
He's good.
It's
Okay.
So
So everybody stick around for that.
Stick around for what?
For
Story?
the second hour.
Oh yes, that. Stick around
Everybody
for
has
the
to
third
stick
hour,
around. Oh, yes.
Stick around for all the hours. It's worth it. So we were talking
Stick
before.
around for hours tomorrow.
Oh, you know what I could play? I'm going to play the song that you sent me. I'm going to let
Oh!
everybody hear the song. Now, you composed this, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Scufflemoss did use little piece from movie, but only for reference.
There you go. So we'll start this, we'll play this, and we'll listen to it. And then when we get back, I want to talk a little bit about music, because you got a lot of pictures at you at concerts and apparently a lot of musical friends. So I'm going to mute myself so I
Absolutely.
don't heavy breathe through this and get this playing for you. Okay. There, it's done. And I did post that link for our viewers into the chat, so you guys can check that out. You know, I'm your only follower.
Wow! Did not realize that. Have not actually been on SoundCloud in about a week or so, but it's still amazing to even have one.
Well, maybe you'll have a few more. So are you planning on doing more of that?
Yes, actually already have 2 other songs
Mm-hmm.
written. And, that last song was the demo,
Mm-hmm.
which Scufflemoss released as a way of saying, hello, Scufflemoss now going to do music. So he is also going to be having first musical show next Friday in Nashville at the Crying Wolf Bar. It is part of Jay Gregory's Sad Spaceman production called Nataru 2, because it is the same weekend as Bonnaroo.
Got you. Now, let me ask you, that's June...
Now you have 2 followers.
Thank you, From!
And that's June 8th, correct?
Yes, June 8th.
Okay, not 2 days from now, but 9 days from now. Very good. Okay.
9.
I want to make sure so nobody showed up and went, oh, where are they? Darn it. So,
well, if they get there, it's still a pretty cool place. Like, they have wolves on the walls, and wolves in the stalls, and wolves on the tables.
Oh.
did you say wolves or walls?
Wolves.
Gotcha, okay.
Wolves.
Yeah, at first I thought you said walls on the walls, and I was amazed. And then the walls and the stalls. And, yeah, it was there was walls everywhere in my head. That could be part of whatever bug I'm playing with inside me, where I am not sticking a stick up there to get him out.
You probably should, though.
I'm sure I'll say something to somebody else, and they'll take the opportunity to put it up there. It's hard to tell. Or a boot, one of the two.
Boot, stick, bug.
So
So many things that can go up there.
Very true, but very few things fit, as it should be, for me.
Hey, anything can fit if you try hard enough.
I don't try very hard, ever.
Good.
Yeah, for that
You
at
will
least.
live longer that way.
More comfortably, at least.
Yes.
So
Even cactus work too, but not advised.
no. Music, right?
Speaking
Music.
Of cactus,
What's that?
what's that?
Speaking of practicing?
Speaking of music
Mm.
and cactus, Scufflemoss have good friends. They are named Flummox.
Tell me about
They
this.
are musicians. Now, this is their first album. Scufflemoss does not have their Selkooth album, which is their second release. This is their first, Flummoxogen. They are kind of like if you take, what is that man, Frank Zappa,
Uh-huh.
and make him weirder.
Weird.
They have song on one of their on the Selkooth album about hummingbird, about how they went into the woods and they find a hummingbird and they smoke it.
Oh. I just got to wiggle a lot. I imagine. Which end do they put in the mouth? The beak? What?
What?
I'm just curious which end they put in their mouth, the beak end or the tail end?
Chop it up, put it into bowl.
Oh, okay. I see. I as a cigar guy, I just immediately went, I didn't think grinding it up and rolling it in
They do
paper.
not recommend to do that because it tastes like burnt feathers.
Yeah, I would see where that would work. Maybe if you wrapped it in a tobacco leaf.
They are not really about harming things. Except
I understand.
But that is because of the Black Phillip movie. You know, The Witch. Have you seen that movie?
The Witch?
Which witch?
Oh, The
The
Witch.
Witch.
That's the name of
The
the
Witch,
movie.
yeah.
We wanted to see it, Andrea. It looked very good,
Oh.
but we did not see it.
It is superb.
Is
Recommended. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It is on
Okay.
Prime right now. Highly recommend you watch it. They have song which is going to be on their next album, which Scufflemoss is going to be on. And this song is called Black Phillip. It is about the movie Witch.
Ah,
Highly recommend you check that out. They have Bandcamp page, and they have Facebook, Instagram, and they also have YouTube as well. You can actually watch full performances, including their stage acts, which
Oh.
they are very theatrical.
I like that.
Also on YouTube, and that also is one of the reasons Scufflemoss like them is because they are so theatrical.
Here, and just for all our viewers, there's a link to Flummoxed Bandcamp, so you guys can check that out. I am on their Bandcamp page right now. There we go. Oh, yeah, they do have some long songs, don't they?
They do have longer songs. Check out the Garage Prague EP. That is the one that have a couple of shorter ones like Hey and Tom Walker's Blues.
Correct.
Tom Walker's Blues recently had a music video release last summer, and they were featured on a metal website.
Oh,
Believe
nice.
perhaps not Metal Injection, it was other one, but they had the video on there as well.
Gotcha, yeah. And if you go to the Bandcamp on the right-hand side, just underneath the follow button in the list of members, you'll see the link to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. So that's an easy way to find more of their stuff. Here's, yep, Garage Prague, Selkuth, and then Plum Oxygen, which I like that title. I like that name.
It is very interesting album, this from Oxygen. Personal favorites of it are Custodian Ralph and Like Whispering Banshees.
I like
Very
the
good
titles
songs.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very interesting music. And it actually follow a musical like tune versus it just being weird music. It is actually musically inclined versus
Gotcha.
some other.
Hey, they got one called Garbanzo's Leap. We had a gentleman on here a month or two ago, Paul
We
Garbanzo.
know Garbanzo.
Yeah, he's him and his wife, Lady Ansa. Wonderful vaudevillian type performers.
Oh,
Yeah, and very talented musically, juggling comedy, just a sharp wit. So,
I think they travel out your way sometimes too.
do they?
yes,
Yes.
they go all across the country and the world. It's since we've had them on the show, they have been to Italy and Germany and Texas and a few other places because we don't stalk them. I don't remember.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they get around and they're just great laid back people. It's
Oh, they're fun.
yeah,
Oh, Scott love people like that.
yeah, definitely, definitely. That's the way to be, isn't it? It's
Yes.
I feel like I should have had more questions.
Oh, well, then Scott must going to give another plug.
Plug
If you
away.
don't mind.
No, not
Okay.
Come on.
Speaking of vaudevillian entertainment,
Ooh,
Scott must have another set of friends who are very friendly and they put on a very good show. This is Fable Cry.
yeah, we know them. We play their music.
They are incredible. Live, they are heavier than they are on the album. They have great,
Oh.
like, Dead or Alive for Now. That is one of those songs that's like, dun, 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 dun. It's good. Fancy Dancing, another good one. That one is actually based about the Salem witch trials. So definitely one you want to check out as well.
And play for the kids.
Yes, Zach Ferrin, who is the front man and pretty much brain of the outfit, he is very good friend of Scufflemoss and also incredible person. Know him on a personal level.
Nice. It's the one album I have of theirs is, I'm guessing, their first album because it's self-titled and it's from 2012 when we first
Yes.
started the show. So yeah, it's So yeah, it sounds like I need to catch up on their stuff.
Yes, that particular album was from a different period in Fable Cry when when it was actually Zach Ferren and his sister. They together would play instruments and switch back and forth, and it has that, excuse Scufflemoss for the term, but Romanian gypsy sound. They used to call it gypsy rock, but they now go by scamp rock.
What kind of rock?
Scamp.
Scamp?
Like little scamp.
Yeah, like your little scamp, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very good. Scufflemoss highly recommend, especially Fancy Dancing. In the video that Scufflemoss made last October for the Festival of Ghouls, which is on the YouTube, he used a couple of songs from both Fable Cry and Flummox, and also Franz on the Dead Dates. I do not know if you are familiar with the Dead Dates. No?
Not at all.
They Nashville-based rock band that they rock. And they have big following down here. Big.
Nice.
People go to their show with paint X's on their eyes. It's incredible. Scufflemoss actually have right here.
I think I remember seeing a picture of you with somebody like that. There you go.
Yes.
It's a good logo.
They are other fond of stuff.
You know one other song I have from Fable Cry?
What?
I have their cover of Poor Unfortunate Souls from Little Mermaid.
Oh,
That's
yes.
a great tune. They did great on that.
Hear their cover of Oogie Boogie song from Nightmare Before.
No, but I need it. I need that.
It is also on their Bandcamp.
Well, let me go look up Fable Cry here. Whip out my Fable Cry if you don't mind.
Yes, they are very good, and they will be releasing new album this year as well. I believe it is called Welcome to the Joint. And it is a concept album about vampires in a speakeasy in the 1920s.
Nice. It's.
We need that for our Gin Punk week.
Let me tell you a story. We decided, now we were steampunk-ish, at least in the steampunk arena and community, and because we are eclectic, we never stay in one place for too long. We move on to the next thing that catches our eye. We like the 20s and 30s style, the gangster, the mobsters, the flappers, the speakeasy, and we wanted to move forward to that, but we wanted to give it a title, and we're like, oh, what could it be? It could be gangster punk. No, that's horrible. It could be speakeasy punk. Way too many syllables. Gin punk. We're gonna call it Gin Punk.
That is excellent. Excellent. Gin Punk. It's the exact era that you want. But also you get that music little punch in there.
Absolutely. Yep, I see all kinds of their stuff here. I'm on Fable Cry's Bandcamp right now, which, by the way, let me share this over. And I am going to do this for our viewers. Go there. It starts you out on Fable Cry Sing Songs from Nightmare Before Christmas. There are 4 songs on this. Town Meeting, Kidnap the Sandy Claus, Sally Songs, Noogie Boogie Song. The album is Name Your Price. So yes, you can, if you're broke like many of us are, you can go in there and pay nothing and get a free album, but you could also throw $1 in or $100. So make sure you check that out and purchase it at the price you can afford. So, do that.
Yes. And do not know if Scufflemoss already mentioned it a little bit, but going back to Flummox.
Yes.
And new albums. Flummox will also be releasing new album this year, in the fall. It is called Intellectual Hooliganism.
I like it. They do good titles, don't they?
Yes, they have incredible titles for things. And Scufflemoss is going to be on a couple of the tracks. Like, they have a song called Possum. You know, like the marsupial. And it is really about being a possum and getting hit by car and trails scraping across the road.
I feel like Jim Africano needs to be part of that one. The Skunk Whisperer.
That is true. Yes, but so that will be releasing this upcoming fall. And it's going to be good. Scufflemoss highly recommended.
We'll have to check that out. And when it does come out, especially since you're on it, pop back on. Let us know. Remind us. Tell everybody about it. It's
Would probably like to pop on with Blake from Flumix when
absolutely.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it as long as Blake doesn't mind.
Do not think he's going to mind.
Probably not. And like I said, I realize with you being nocturnal, if you're like, Travis, I don't want to get up in the middle of the day, we can do a 9 p.m. show. We can do a 7 p.m. show right after your Wednesday reading and that kind of stuff. That way you don't have to stay awake in the middle of your sleep cycle.
Oh, completely understand. Like right now, Scufflemoss, he had the opportunity to sleep last night.
Good.
So he is rested, and he had a little bit of caffeine earlier just to kind of give a little boost.
What kind of caffeine? How do you like your caffeine?
Scufflemoss does not like coffee.
Mm-hmm.
He prefers, those things, they're like little capsules. They call Mio.
So just a caffeine pill?
What?
A caffeine pill?
No. It's called Mio. You add it to water.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know.
It's a squirty stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. That's also. It's not you.
It's good.
Me.
It's good. They generally are sugar-free.
Uh-huh.
And they have the caffeine without the jitters. So it is just alertness.
Nice. I do like that because, I remember I was young and I was working 3 jobs and I took caffeine pills on top of, caffeine drinks and everything. And no, it was not a happy day that day.
That does not sound very good.
Yeah, I did it one time and I'm like, nope, I will fall asleep or quit a job before I put myself through that again. That's horrible. And it wasn't that bad.
It was not like coffee.
Right.
Because it do that to heart.
Right.
Make it race.
Yeah.
So prefer something a little lighter.
Exactly. Do it smart. There's nothing wrong with enhancing yourself, but don't be an idiot about it.
Well, and the little squeezy stuff, they come in flavors.
Yes, they do. Current flavor that Scuffle has is mountain berry.
Oh.
Nice.
It's very good.
I like berry flavors. I've got a little more.
Absolutely.
And we're about to go into our refill break here. So we're going to do that, and we're going to pop back here in a few minutes. Scufflemoss, like I said, remember, if you see us sitting here and you're sitting down also, look for the thumbs up for me, and if we're all ready, we'll come back and cut the break short. So hang out, guys. We'll be right back. That's what I said. Let's go touch this over here. That's what we want to do. Up here we go. Okay, be back. Sit right back and relax, or get up and get a drink and refill what you have, while the cast and cohorts and co-hosts of Talk of the Tavern do the same. Now here's the testimony of some of the great people we've had on Talk of the Tavern or previously on Sounds of Steam. Enjoy.
This is Gail Carragher, author of The Finishing School and the Custard Protocol series, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Aiden Sivart, Steampunk Indiana Jones.
Hey, this is Scott.
This is Samantha.
And we're Frenchie and the Punk.
I'm Karen Kay, also known as the Fairy Lady and editor of Fae Magazine and also founder of Fairy Events.
This is K.W. Jeter, author of Infernal Devices and Fiendish Schemes.
Kircher here. I played Bifur in the Hobbit trilogy, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Trevor Crafts, executive producer and creator of Lantern City.
This is Lord Bobbins of Teslacon. Huzzah!
Steampunk Funk Bazaar here, Lord Monty right in front of your radio.
Hello, this is Professor Elemental. When I'm not taking a bath in gin or trying to invent a new kind of badger, I'm listening. Oh, yes!
This is Stephen Davis of Raising Steam UK, 2-day Steampunk Festival in Reading. Enjoy.
I'm Thomas Williford of Brute Force Studios, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Commander Bob of Victor Sierra.
Je suis la légendaire princesse convertie de Victor Sierra.
Hi, my name is Sarah from Valentine Wolf.
Hey, this is Braxton from Valentine Wolf.
This is Aileen the Peacemaker, the founding editor of Beyond Victoriana, the multicultural steampunk blog.
Hey, this is Joseph C.R. Vortek, otherwise known as Electro Swing Neo Vintage DJ Vortek, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern. I hope you come out of it in one piece. I'm not sure I did.
And don't forget about our other shows during the week. Tuesday, Middle-Aged Gamers on Wednesday, and Virtual International Pub VIP on Thursdays. Make sure you join us there, 1 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m.
Hi, my name is Ashley Rogers. I'm the organizer of the Copper Claw.
This is Calamity Dawn, mixologist of Airship Passepartout.
This is Commodore Lorpicar of Lost Saints Curiosities.
This is Jimmy Diggs of the Crypto Historians, reminding you that the future is in your hands.
This is Gabrielle Reel.
Hi, this is D. Clarence Snyder, writer of the Bright Future series, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Professor Marcus O'Bannon, the Chief Scientific Investigator for the Crypto Historians.
This is Lady Gatita of Nerdvana.
Hey, this is Angie Vello from Ghostfire.
This is Hannah Titania, Queen of the Fairies.
This is Jeff Platt of Highland Steamworks.
This is Danielle Ackley McPhail, co-author of Baba Ali and the Clockwork Djinn, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern Radio.
Hi, this is John R. White, author of The Tales of the Airship Neverland.
This is Catherine Gleason, author of Anatomy of Steampunk, The Fashion of Victorian Futurism.
This is opera singer Katie Cat.
This is Keith Prusak of Bad September.
This is Captain James Barrington of the Mighty Claxton.
This is Emily Leverett, and I'm the editor of Big Bad and Anthology of Evil, Volumes 1 and 2, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
Hola Radio Escuchas, les habla Lady Smoke de Sociedad de Steampunk Argentina y Sindicato Dieselpunk.
This is Melanie Grace with Live Steamy.
We are Warren and Betsy Talbot of MarriedWithLuggage.com.
This is...
Okay, we're back with our special guest, Scufflemoss, and before we get into anything, I just want to say, hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah, as well as John has joined us, and of course we still have Kennedy and Grouchy, so good to see everybody here. This is Scufflemoss the Troll, and yes, Bob, you can ask questions. Bob's one we told you about. He's our own little favored troll.
He's our troll.
Good, bring it.
So
I see you put on your... Is that your pajamas?
Yes, this is Kigarumi, that caretaker's bought for Scufflemoss last year when he go to local anime convention.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's got to be really warm though.
It's fine.
Okay.
It looks very soft.
It is. It's super soft.
See, Andrea and I each got ourselves one, but it's just Walmart. They're not a character. Andrea is a huge beaver, and I'm a giant cock. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you should have seen the girl's face in Walmart when we're asking if they have, a rooster outfit. And then I dropped that joke, and she's just like, I don't know where. Oh.
It took her a minute.
Yeah, it just, you saw the light dawning in her eyes, and she's like, oh.
That's funny.
Yeah, we actually, our New Year's show this year, we dressed in those and broadcast in our onesies there.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is a horny little fellow.
I have an idea. Maybe we should do a show at some point. It's a pajama party.
I like that idea. I'm writing that down.
And maybe Scufflemoss will come on and read us a story.
Sure.
Oh. He's writing it down.
I am. It's something else I thought of last night, because last night I was finishing up the Monsters After Dark story.
Oh, cool.
And I was thinking about you. I don't know why I would think of you while writing about monsters, but I'm like, I wonder if Scufflemoss has a book about his story.
Not yet.
There you go. You working on that? You got it on the back burner? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Cannot say very much because it is information that hasn't been released yet.
Understand.
Well, when it happens, you come let us know and we'll let the world know.
Of course.
See, something else I'm considering doing is having a once a month or once a week, haven't decided yet, basically a writer's show where we come on and we get anywhere from me and one other to multiples, and we take turns reading our books on air. So we each get 20 minutes or whatever. So if it's a full-length novel, you're only reading a portion. If it's a kid's book, you can get through the whole thing. So parents can bring their kids onto Twitch to watch us read these stories. But then the third hour, put the kids to bed, and now we're going to kind of have a writer's meeting, and we're going to discuss whatever topic we want about writing, whether it's the Oxford comma or, you know, how to promote yourself, how to use social media effective, whatever, just something that the other writers who are listening in can go, oh, this is something useful. And this allows me to have a few regulars who come around, as well as just have a one-time guest from people who can come read their stuff and participate in the conversation. I like the bell. I feel like you should put a real bell on there also.
That would be a good idea, so it ring whenever he walk.
Yeah, that
sometimes Scuffle too quiet, so caretaker's like, need to put a bell on that thing.
That's right. That way you know where you are at all times.
Exactly.
You just follow you. I remember I had a cat I put a collar on, and there was a bell on the collar, and it was the first time this cat had a collar on. And it crouched on the floor and looked around. Then it got up to walk away, and the bell rang. So it crouched again and looked around. And it got up to walk away, and the bell rang, and it crouched again and looked around, trying to figure out where the hell the bell was.
Oh! Caretaker's cat have bell as well. He like it, actually.
It's, you know, they get used to it. This was the first time, the first couple minutes. And then, you know, the cat wore the collar, and then every once in a while you'd find it popped the collar off and threw it under the couch because it was a toy at that point.
Yes, of course.
And you have that one cat, you try to put it on, and because there's a bell, it's like, oh, toy! It doesn't have a collar. But
so it's play with one collar.
Oh, speaking of which, Andrew, I found something that Harry was playing with. I put it on the kitchen windowsill. So,
the little piece of metal?
Yeah.
Came off of something.
It did. One of our youngest cat is named Harryhausen Cat.
Oh!
After the famous...
director.
Very good. You get a little bit of geek cred there. It's a lot of people no longer know who Harryhausen was.
Yes, he did stuff like, what was it? Something in the Spartans.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the
Titans. And there was also other thing, goodness. It had man's name in the title. And there were skeletons.
Like Sinbad and the Island of Skeletons or something like that.
Yes, kind of like that.
You know what? I'm just going to do this. Harryhausen.
And that's his last name.
Isn't it
it's all
Frank?
one word. Mm-hmm.
Frank Harryhausen.
There we go. Ray Harryhausen. Harryhausen was just the last name. There we go. See, I feel that
close enough.
I've lost a little geek cred there, didn't I? Let's see here. Let's come on over here. Here's his creature list. He did a lot of the stop motion monsters for decades.
Yes.
It's getting warm.
Mighty Joe Young. Yeah, if you need to take a moment to step off camera and take that off, I totally understand.
No, it was just the hood.
Okay. There was a giant octopus, so it came from beneath the sea in 1955. Mighty Joe Young, 1949. Brontosaur, Allosaur, Brontosaur, Hatchling, Stegosaurus. A lot of dinosaur stuff here, apparently all on the Animal World from 56. Earth versus Flying Saucers. 20 million miles to Earth. There it is, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. That's what you're thinking of.
That would be it.
Yeah, he did the Cyclops, the Serpent Woman, the Rock Hatchling, Rock being ROC, the large mythical bird that can carry away an elephant, and the Skeleton, Dragon, Squirrel.
Squirrel!
In the Three Worlds of Gulliver, he did the squirrel and other things like crabs and Mysterious Island. Jason and the Argonauts. That might have been what you were thinking of also.
Jason and the Argonauts.
There we go. He did the Moon Cow on First Men in the Moon.
Oh.
Yeah, the Moon Cow and the Moon Bull. Kate Callender's skeleton. That's funny. I'm scrolling forward to at least Clash of the Titans to see what else he did. Again, more dinosaurs in a dinosaur movie. The Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
Oh.
There's a couple Sinbad movies I know. Ooh, he did a griffin there. Curious about that. Centaurs, ghouls, Kali, and more. Minotaur. Oh, it's a golden mechanical minotaur. Okay. Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Dun, 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 dun. There was a walrus in the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh.
Does he have bucket?
What's that?
Did the walrus have bucket?
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? They are cute if you give them a bucket. It's oh, he did Bubo in Clash of the Titans as well as pretty much every other monster out there. Ooh. And that was his last movie. So there's one of the greats that's come and gone. 5 years ago is when he passed. Amazing.
You did not know it was that recent.
Yeah,
but then again,
years ago.
Scufflemoss was not with the caretakers at that time, so he had not experienced the internet yet.
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. It's I miss if you watch something on stage, and the less money that stage production has, the more forgiving you are for their special effects, which is sometimes a piece of cardboard that somebody walks across the stage carrying for, whatever reason. Or the scrolling background that just literally, it's a looped background that they just scroll around. And we're very forgiving. Hey, there's Elizabeth. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, say hello to Scufflemoss Treeman, our troll guest. He's the good kind of troll, the kind of troll we love on the show.
Yes, not the one that would make fun of your mother.
Well, you haven't met her yet, so give it time. And if anybody does have questions for Scufflemoss, please just type them in chat, say hello, and all that good stuff. Andrea is posting links to his website as well as
Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and what is it? Bandcamp, the music one,
and
SoundCloud,
and an address where you can send him children's books, cookies, postcards,
or letters.
Mm-hmm. And he reads them on air.
Bob asked. Bob has a question.
Okay.
Where did trolls get glasses?
From their caretakers. Scufflemoss caretaker actually had these glasses when they move in. And Troll is basically blind. So he did not see things for a very long time. And it's probably why he was twerking on people. Because he did not know the difference. So they give glasses to his Troll when they teach him how to read. And it makes things better, and then Troll not as scary.
Gotcha. Understandable. It's Now, did you go to an eye doctor and get an eye test for this? They're just an old pair they had laying around.
Just an old pair. They're probably off. Does not care.
Gotcha.
At least a little bit.
Well, while we're waiting for more, I'll go back to the other topic I had here, which is when you see a stage production, you're forgiving. When you see modern stuff that just came out this year, for example, Justice League, people complain about the CG, the computer graphics, the stuff we made, going, this is horrible. They are so picky now, but I look at stuff like what Ray Harryhausen did and go, we were thrilled with that. Or even the old Rudolph stop animation
Yes, those were pretty good.
Yeah, we enjoyed the heck out of them, or claymation, and we were amazed by the time and effort that went into this. Or even the old Bugs Bunny, where we realized a 3-minute cartoon took so many hand-drawn cells. It wasn't like nowadays where you make one and then you make something 15 steps ahead and the computer generates everything between point A and point B.
Absolutely.
And I just think we had a greater appreciation, and now we think CG is so easy, but it still takes hours for that to be rendered and the math to be applied and all this. And I think people need to lighten up and enjoy things for what they are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's
they just enjoy it for its face value. Kind of like you do not judge book by cover.
Right.
Like, for instance, if Scufflemoss were to just, let's say, this book right here.
I wanted to ask about this.
It is just comic.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
But just looking at it, you see aliens. Okay, right. So there's going to be alien in there, and he's going to kill people, and all that good stuff. But there's more to it. You know, there is likely a struggle or drama. There is probably love. Perhaps not.
Maybe some alien love. I bet you somebody's going to eat somebody out.
You're not wrong.
I feel a heart palpitation. That's right. Is he going to pull out a real heart? I'm so curious.
Oh, no.
Oh. Oh, that is great. Hold it still because let the light adjust. Oh, there we go. And turn it sideways for me. There we go. That is wonderful. Where did you find that?
Caretaker bought it for other caretaker. Think Geek.
Makes sense.
Nice.
By the way, Bob wants to know, is there a underbridge/ground national troll convention?
No.
Not yet.
At least no.
You know, there could be. And Bob, listen up to this one. Okay, so Scufflemoss. In January, we have a convention here in Williamsburg, Virginia, that we go to. And each year it's a different theme, like sci-fi, literary conventions do. This upcoming one is fairies, which trolls and goblins fit well enough with fairies. It's a parallel concept or worlds, you know, they interact.
Morse code.
Ah, okay. Grouchy asked, my granddaughter won't be here till 7 p.m. Will we be able to watch your bedtime story later? Now, this is...
Yes, Scuff actually is going to be doing the story time on both the Facebook, but also on YouTube. So it is both.
And
so
also,
it will be opportunities.
So when he does a story time here, that'll be available for replay later. But, Grouchy, you're East Coast. Scuffles is 1 hour behind us. So by 8 p.m., Scuffles will be going on Facebook. Right, for the live reading. So make sure you follow him on Facebook. 7 o'clock, you can set it up so you get a notification when story time goes live. And then you can sit down with your granddaughter and listen to the story.
Actually recommend preferred recommend the YouTube one because it is the platform that Scufflemoss is trying to focus on this, but because it can actually save and catalog all of these stories.
Very good.
Versus the Facebook, which is gone within a week.
Good point. Now,
and you can watch them anytime.
Absolutely.
True.
So I have 3 since he started doing the Facebook Live and the YouTube Live at the same time.
Very good. And I'm going to go do this real quick. Let's do that. Pull that up.
I'm putting the link. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. And I'm going... I'm sorry?
Reading... Oh, sorry if Scufflemoss is talking over you.
Go on.
No.
Scufflemoss will be continuing Little Bear. Yes, Little Bear. It is going to be the chapter about Little Bear going to the moon. Last week we read about Little Bear's birthday.
Hold on, sorry. That's your channel as I go to it. Suddenly the music has you dancing.
Yes, that is all.
In a suit and tie.
Yes.
I posted the link to go directly to the YouTube. And for Facebook, if they want to watch you live on Facebook, it's under your caretaker's name, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Scufflemoss, may I offer you a bit of helpful advice?
Yes.
Right now I'm looking at your YouTube channel. And
yes.
You have, it's youtube.com/channel/ all kinds of letters and numbers. You have gone over 100 followers. At this point in time, you can go customize your channel name. So it could just be youtube.com/Scufflemoss or whatever you want it to be.
Real?
Once you hit 100 subscribers, you can do that. And when we're off air, if you want, I could walk you through that. But you could probably find it yourself if you go into settings and scramble around. If you can't, just drop me a call or a line or whatever, and I'll help you find it. But yeah, make that easier for your followers to find you. It's
that would be very helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, go check out his videos there. The link is posted. Subscribe. And I think if you click the bell right next to the subscription, it will notify you when he puts up a new video, as well as when he broadcasts live and streams live. So,
which is usually every Wednesday at 7.
There you go.
Okay.
It's
7 Central Standard Time. Need to be specific.
I like this question from Bob. Bob has great questions. Is Scufflemoss thinking about running/trolling for the next presidential election?
No, he's going to leave that for Oprah.
Oh, good. So if you did run, what would your platform be?
What would your platform be?
Platform would be more buns, less dickwump.
More buns, less what?
Dickwump. Dickwump.
That's what I thought you said. I'm just making sure. Yeah, dickwump.
Oh, yes, dickwump pretty much is anyone who shoot up school.
Yeah.
Yes, less of that.
Less womping.
Yay, more buns.
More buns. Oh.
So yeah, that's a good platform. It's a good platform. How do you? Let's see. What's your foreign policy? How, when it comes to foreign aid and such?
Most likely. Do not be deformed to other people. Just be nice. We can't get along. We can be friendly. There's no reason for us really to fight.
So instead of, change or make America great again, you would just have less dickwump as your slogan.
Do not dickwump.
Do not dickwump. It's
not dickwump.
Yeah. It's
No, that's something I can get behind. I can support that.
Yeah. And I would like to I'd like to see if you won your victory scuffle. In other words, to see you scuffling and twerking when you won, which, by the way, we have more people here now. There we go. Oh, look at the little tail.
Yay.
It's a twerk control.
Oh, that's great.
Hardest twerk control in the business.
Yeah, it looks like we have more people now.
What?
Yeah, we got a handful of people. More people have shown up and are watching and everything, so it was time for another twerk.
Hello, Frank.
It's and oh, thank you, Bob. Appreciate that, buddy. It's doing water today.
Here's to you.
Oh, so you see, Bob is like our leader in bits nowadays, right?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, he.
Well, hot to Bob or Hudson. Go to put Hudson.
There you go, and then you could take it off to him.
It's a great hat.
I think it's similar to the one that I have, but it looks a lot better on him than it does me.
You look like you could be a detective.
She took gumshoe is strong there.
Very small. It's yeah, okay, let me pop back over here, set everything back up like I normally keep it. And
now what?
I don't know. I'm seeing if I have any notes written down, which I do. So, do you have any association with the Sen'jin trolls?
Only through, like, World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, little bit ago. The caretakers let Scufflemoss use the internet for a little bit to learn about humans. And one of those times they said, okay, here is subscription to World of Warcraft. Play this for a little bit. Learn about people and learn how not to get offended when they say that they sleep with their mother.
Did you know your mother? Oh, go ahead with it first.
That he take and he makes into back patch.
That's
one
nice.
Of his battle jackets. Here is battle jacket. Who does you could see he put flummox on there as well. And they will cry.
Nice.
But big thing is this that we are talking about, Sen'jin trolls. The Dark Spears were a proud tribe that were led by Vol'jin, who Scufflemoss personally really liked. He's very upset that they killed him off.
Well, that's one thing most people end up having to face one day is death. Except for me, I'm immortal and nobody's proven me wrong yet.
Even for a shadow hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the troll history and background they had built into the game. And thank you, Night Owl. And long before they came out with it, I pointed out that elves were nothing more than descendants of trolls.
They are.
They are, because they look exactly alike, different skin color, a little shorter, a lot more arrogant. But yeah, elves are the trolls that stepped away from the nature magic, the elemental magic, and went for the other type of magic, and that's what happened.
Yes. They went more for the lower versus the sun well or the moon well magics. Correct. So, there is different elements that go into play. And like the troll shamanism tend to be more totem focused with a lot more of lower in their works. Whereas have the night elves who tend to draw more from nature themselves.
Right.
And then the blood elves or high elves, which take from the sun.
Correct. And they changed because they started meddling with the other kind of magic, the warlock magic.
Exactly.
So that changed them. Is Scufflemoss a pet-friendly troll?
Yes, absolutely. No, that does not mean that the pets are friendly to troll. Scufflemoss like animal. Look, dropped it, but like this is cat.
There we go.
Scufflemoss like cat. It is friendly to troll because it is not real. But there are other cats like in this house where they're just sleeping. They not really care about troll. Dogs do not seem to have problem for some reason.
I don't know. And Bob says he noticed that my cats are not here. I'm guessing you mean my cats, Bob. They are here. There's one back here that you can't see off camera. There's another one right here. Say again?
That's Mr. Bitey Otter.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Bitey Otter is here. Cuttlefish, the cat, is there.
Fish of Cthulhu.
Oh, Cthulhu? We could do. I do have this pet.
We have that.
Oh, what is that?
That's a Cthulhu puppy. And one of my real puppies in the past ate one of the eyes off, so I had to give him a pirate eye patch.
Oh.
So there we go. Yeah, I keep him to watch over me as I play or I work. See, she's got a porg.
Porg.
And I have a Zazzle.
Zazzle.
That's Zazzle there. Go ahead, girl.
See, Bob, Scufflemoss did not eat the cats. He's a nice troll.
Yes, Scufflemoss does not. He's not Alf.
Ah, very true. That would make a great buddy movie. You and Alf. solving crimes with your
Fighting
detective
the
hat on.
forces of darkness.
That's right. It's up. Here's Goblin. I got a Goblin here.
Goblin!
Oh, there's Goblin.
Oh, hello!
And he is a cave kitty. If we turn the blanket into a cave, he climbs right underneath it. Bob would like to know how long trolls live.
This troll is currently 229 years old. So, very old.
There you go.
The Scufflemoss have not met other trolls who really gauge this thing. He lived alone for a very long time.
See, that's what I wanted to ask earlier. I forgot to write it down. So you mentioned we were talking about troll families earlier. We didn't get too much into that. You want to tell us more about that? Because you haven't met other trolls? What about your parents?
Scufflemoss did not have parents. He was birthed from the earth. Just one day, just out of the earth. And then he's like, hey, this is leaf. This is grub. Just leave.
So did you start full size? Or did you grow?
No.
Okay.
Much smaller. He's like little Groot.
Nice. Now everybody wants a Scufflemoss of their own.
Who doesn't?
Bob would like to know, are trolls tax exempt?
No.
Because government.
Actually, troll is unregistered citizen. So, kind of yes, but mostly no. If you go to a grocery store, which he probably should not, he will still have to pay the taxes.
Gotcha. Here we go.
Cannot buy bun without extra 70 cents.
Very true. You need your bun tax.
What?
So did you want to take a moment and read a story now?
Sure.
There we go. We'll read a story. Now, okay, take your time.
Just going to go over
Very good.
Little Bear from last week.
Now,
is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. Is it okay if people have comments in the middle if I interrupt your story for them?
Absolutely.
Okay. Wants to know, so are you an illegal troll immigrant? No, he was brought in very legally via a bun crate. like spiders that come in on bananas.
Illegal. Just because.
That's right.
So,
yes.
What we are going to read is this. What will Little Bear wear?
I had this book as a kid.
So, let us begin. It is cold. See the snow? See the snow come down? Little Bear said, Mother Bear, I am cold. See the snow? I want to put something on. So, Mother Bear made something for Little Bear. See, Little Bear, he said, I have something for my little bear. Here it is. Put it on your head. Scufflemoss will put hat on your head. Oh, said the little bear, it is a hat. Hooray! No, I will not be cold. Little bear went out to play.
Oh, good. We do get to see the pictures. I was worried about that. That's a cool hat.
It is cool hat. It is like Osaka hat. Here is Little Bear. Oh, said Mother Bear, do you want something? I am cold, said Little Bear. I want something to put on. So, Mother Bear made something for Little Bear. See, Little Bear, she said, I have something for my little bear. Put it on. Oh, said Little Bear, it is a coat. Hooray! No, I will not be cold. Little Bear went out to play.
There he goes. Off to play.
There he goes. He now have coat, which, first off, coat is unnatural for bear. Scufflemoss never seen bear wear dress or coat or hat in the wild. They just run out of control.
Only at home.
Only in home forest, not here.
Right.
There are no bears in Caretaker's house.
Oh, no, I was saying bears don't wear dresses and coats outside. They only wear them at home.
For real?
Yeah, go have tea at their house one day. Generally for tea, they dress pretty nice.
Every time Scufflemoss see bear, he just try to eat troll.
Well, you're delicious and wonderful and grubby.
Scufflemoss would not eat. Scufflemoss, he is poisonous.
Well,
we'll get into that later.
Get your bright red flowers or something so that people can tell you're poisonous.
Oh, you have not seen Root.
Oh my.
Here, little bear again. Oh, said Mother Bear. Do you want something? I am cold, said Little Bear. I want something to put on. So, Mother Bear made something. A guide for Little Bear. See, Little Bear, she said. Here is something. Something for my little bear. Now, you cannot be cold. Put it on. Oh, said Little Bear. No pants. Hooray! Now, I will not be cold. Little Bear went out to play. Here it is again.
So
Mother Bear is a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, well, she's like just making things like that. I need a friend with that level sewing skill. That's great.
Yes, for real.
Yeah.
But also bears not wear pants. But according to Front here, I have not seen them during tea parties.
Right. Well, I don't know if they wear pants because sitting at the table, I didn't get under the table. I feel like when you're at a table with a couple bears, don't crawl underneath the table in case there's expectations.
Cut.
Yeah, the viewers can play different sound effects, and one of them just played the cat. We do have a question.
Oh!
Do all trolls have Eastern European... Oh, I'm sorry. Bob wants to know if all trolls have Eastern European accents.
Oh, this troll does, because Scufflemoss is from Eastern Europe. But, once again, like, for instance, the Sunjin trolls, they have that kind of island accent man.
Yeah.
Then there is the other trolls who tend to be a little more...
Apparently a troll joke there.
Yes. You probably wouldn't understand trollish very well.
Probably not.
Most people do. Which, there is section in the Festival of Ghouls video where Flummox and Scufflemoss are having discussion in trollish. Worth checking out.
Okay.
Also, Scufflemoss was wearing maid's outfit. Here is Little Bear again. Oh, said Little Bear. What do you want now? She's getting demanding. I am cold, said Little Bear. I want something to put on. My little bear, said Mother Bear. You have hat, you have coat, you have snow pants. Do you want a fur coat too? Here they are. She is generally perturbed.
I feel like we could put different ethnic accents to Mama Bear there.
Okay.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm just saying I feel like she could definitely have a black ethnic accent or a southern ethnic accent or, you know, just because I can imagine it's like, what you want now? You want a fur coat?
What do you want? No! You have hat! You have coat! You have snow pants! Do you want fur coat too? Oh.
Suddenly she's like a Korean mom.
Oh, yes, said Little Bear. I want to have a fur coat too. Mother Bear took the hat, took the coat, and the snow pants. See, said Mother Bear, there is the fur coat. Hooray, said Little Bear. Here is my fur coat. Now I will not be cold. What? He was not cold.
Because he's a bear.
What do you think? So, as you can see, the moral of the story is, bears do not need clothing.
That's why we never see a bear in Walmart.
About teapot, they do not need clothing.
Oh, they don't need them.
But they need toilet paper. I've seen the Charmin commercials.
That's true.
Look, those bears are cartoons. They do not actually have to wipe their butts. troll, he does.
This reminds me of the bear and the rabbit sitting next to each other in the woods as they're relieving themselves. You've heard this? Okay. I don't know if anybody else has heard it, so I'll tell it.
Please continue the story.
So there's a bear and a rabbit next to each other shitting in the woods. And the bear looks over and the rabbit looks over and they look away. The bear looks down and says, excuse me. The rabbit's like, yeah. It's like, do you have a problem with the shit sticking to your fur? And the rabbit's like, oh, no, never. The bear's like, oh, thank goodness. Picks up the rabbit. Oh,
oh, that good one.
Well, it was for the bear. Not so much for the rabbit.
The rabbit is no longer white.
That's right. You can find him in the snow now. You just follow the steamy mark. Ew.
Gross.
Yeah, it is. I have never used a rabbit to wipe my butt.
Neither have troll.
That's right. Not when sober. So what do you do for fun? I know you go to like concerts and clubs. Tell me a little bit about that. How do you get through the door as a troll?
Oh, that is always difficult situation. See, usually caretakers have to address the venue before troll go.
Right.
To make sure, okay. And usually, if they say yes, then it's good. Otherwise, then they just, okay, not going to do it then.
So you do get turned away sometimes where you're not allowed to attend.
Oh, there have been a couple of situations where, because we contact the venue ahead of time, they will say no right away, or they will say we will get back to you. But usually it is okay as long as they approve.
No, I'm guessing you're getting more and more approval as you get better known, because you do have, these social contacts of the different bands who like you and appreciate you.
Yes.
So I'm guessing as time goes on, you're being allowed into more and more venues.
Yes.
That's good. Now, I've seen pictures of you on stage, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
That must be so hot for you, because as a forest troll, you're used to, in northern forests from, Asia and Europe, and they tend to be a little more, less temperate.
Yes, the stage does tend to be a little warmer, but because troll have lived in the Nashville area
it's
for
warm there, yeah.
He has gotten used to the humidity and the heat. So really, stage heat does not really bother troll that much.
That makes sense. I used to do medieval reenactment at Renaissance fairs and whatnot, and there's times you're dressed in layers and layers, and some of it is wool, and your body regulates. The first couple times you do it, and then I'd see people like misting themselves with water and then putting their shirt back over it. I'm like, don't do that. You're creating a humid jungle environment in your clothing.
It is just going to get worse after that point.
And by the way, a comment from Grouchy G-Maw here. Going to pick up little one from school. We'll tune in for bedtime story tonight. Thank you, Scufflemoss.
Yes. Now, little note about story time tonight. And from, if you are having children watch, it's good to watch first half. Scufflemoss always do story at the beginning, but then afterward we do music. We talk some music.
Very good.
Like, yes, last week we had Michael Jackson. We played, what was it? It was not Billy, it was Beat It. Yes, we played Beat It. And then that, was later on. But tonight we are going to be doing Bled to Submission. That is going to be a little more
raucous.
Yes. It is like.
See, Andrea's kind
it's my favorite.
It is. Yeah, she loves that stuff.
The main reason doing this is because friend Jodie Lester, who pretty much run the band, they are going to be releasing new single tomorrow. So, of course, is going to play song from this album, and then announce about their single.
So, as you come into the public eye, you seem like, yes, you have your children's story, and you have, that you're Scufflemoss, and you'll interact with folks, but you really seem like a big supporter of other people also. And
yes.
First of all, well done, man. Love that. Good job. Second of all, why? Why not just pimp yourself and not worry about all these others?
Because it is not about troll. It is about fun. It is about having relationship with each other, and sharing love and respect between everyone.
Good answer. I like it. It's as we discussed before the show. Yeah, we're Talk of the Tavern. We love that too. We love talking to new people and getting to know new people and their passions and picking up the tidbits of the next thing we might be into that way. As well as, what the best thing is to be successful in yourself and be able to do what you love for a living. The second best thing is having somebody you like be successful and do what they love for a living.
Absolutely.
So I do believe in, you look out for yourself. Don't be a doormat, but yeah, help others along whenever you can.
Of course. So this is why Troll does what he do. He loves friends and he loves to promote friends and, give them that push that they need. Troll's face is ugly. He will stand out in. Now, someone might pass up this album because you cannot understand what is on the face.
Right.
Like, for instance, Bled to Submission, which Scufflemoss have his other battle vest here. Their current logo looks like this.
You're definitely hard to figure out what that is.
Now, see, Troll likes their music because they do what they want to do.
Right.
Just because they have a logo that is difficult to read does not mean that they are unattainable or not worthy of listening.
Oh, absolutely.
There are stories behind every song. And you will not know these stories unless you listen to them.
Very true. I do love a song that tells a story. It's as much as I enjoy, bubblegum pop that's just senseless and repetitive, fun to dance to. I love a story in a song. I love to, and to be able to tell a story in that short period of time, it's definitely a gift. It's a talent.
Well, once again, Scufflemoss going to, refer to these two right here, Flummox and Fable Cry, because they tell a story in their songs, and it is definitely worth listening to.
I look forward to reconnecting with Fable Cry, especially now that you've described their music, because as much as I loved their gypsy rock, I believe is how it was labeled, the way you describe their stuff they have now, it sounds like a whole nother thing I can like.
It is so fun. It is so good to dance to. Like, for instance, last summer, there was these awards in Nashville. I believe they were called the NIMA Awards, N-I-M-A, NIMA. And Scufflemoss had seen that there was going to be after party at this pizza place in Nashville called Soulshine Pizza. So Scufflemoss go with Caretaker, and it was the first time that he get to see Fable Cry play. And if you go onto website, one of the first pictures of Scufflemoss with people, that is Fable Cry. And since then, they have grown exponentially more friendly to Troll, and they were in video with Troll, which was incredible. They have done things with Caretakers. They are friends through and through.
Very good. Looking over your website, I see the first one. There you are in the pizza place. which, by the way, looks a lot like our kitchen. We did our kitchen like a space diner, and it's very similar colors and everything.
That sounds cool.
We're eclectic. You can see the backgrounds of our rooms here, and every room is different and themed differently. But then the second picture, you have a party hat on, and you're in your chair right there, but in front of a stage. So do you bring your chair with you?
Well, to that event was Scufflemoss's spawning day on March 24th. Event for Scuffling for Shorties, where we raised funds for local camps, which is the youth empowerment through arts and the humanities. And we raised, it was not a lot of money, but we raised enough to help with the tuition of one student.
Every little bit helps. Oh, and I see you feeding. Andrea really liked the photo of you feeding the goats Cheerios.
Oh,
yes.
Yes, that was another friend of Scufflemoss, who they were having a day on the farm. Scufflemoss decided that, hey, Scufflemoss want to go see goat, want to meet more. So he go with caretaker, and we get to pet the goat and feed them Cheerios. And then there was also the horse. That was a lot of fun that day.
Nice. And for anybody who hasn't checked out the website, there's Scufflemoss being kissed on the head by a very large guy with a bit of a look on Scufflemoss's face, like unsure where this is going. Santa, Batman, Jim Africano in his pirate gear. And I love his pirate
We know
gear
him.
because it's so ridiculous. It's so... I bought it at the dollar store, and it's adorable.
So do you travel a lot? Do you travel much?
Mainly stay here within Murfreesboro or go to Nashville. The farthest that troll has gone was... Goodness, what is that place? Do not know the actual name. But it was Cookeville, Tennessee, which is a bit of a distance. So went there for a birthday party for a child who was turning 4. Yes, he was turning 4. And that was the farthest that Scufflemoss had been.
That would be Cola, I believe.
No, Cola is Jim's son.
Correct.
And that was just down the street.
Gotcha.
Live pretty close to Jim.
And I like your, you got one picture here where you're in a bow tie and a sweater vest with your jean vest on top of it. And or it might be a full sweater. It might be a full sweater there.
It is.
And then there you are hanging out with furries, who we had somebody the other day didn't know what a furry was.
Really?
Yeah, we were surprised too. It's
Oh, well, actually, speaking of furries, Scufflemoss will be visiting AnthroCon in Pittsburgh in July.
Nice.
Yes.
So you'll be going right past us there.
Oh!
We're in Virginia, but you'll be probably taking 81 all the way up as opposed to, we're on the eastern part of Virginia. Yes, Andrew?
So, do you do story time at conventions?
No.
No.
Scufflemoss is just going to just be a patron.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But, yes, actually, speaking of convention and story time, let's see, April 15th, this past year, Scufflemoss was part of the Starship Tennessee Fandom Festival. He opened the convention with a story that he wrote about life. And
nice.
That was first time he did that at convention.
Nice.
It's good. And I'm...
Well, is this something that you would consider if they contact you?
Yes.
Okay. Because you do story time for children. I am staff at a convention here. It's in January. And they do family programming. So I'm going to give your information to the powers that be, and maybe they'll contact you.
That would be cool.
And I tell you what, if they do, here's what I'll encourage. Talk of the Tavern will be there. and we're doing I want to say it's a 4 to 6 hour show. It hasn't been determined yet. But the first hour or two is going to be tea and story time. So we're going to read stories to the kids, drink tea. She runs it. I'm very background there. I'll read from my children's book. But Scufflemoss would fit in wonderfully there and could read stories. And then we send the kids off to bed, keep everything going. The parents come back, and then we do Talk of the Tavern, where it's like a room party, but everybody can come in, and we don't encourage drunkenness. We just encourage drinking if that's what you enjoy. And then we could interview you again in front of everybody, because in a live event it's a little different from these. Here we tend to have one. There it's more like being on the Tonight Show, where we bring up a guest, have them up for a bit, and pull up the next person, and a lot of crowd participation, shouting at us and joining in, just like the chat, except they get to yell.
Freeborn!
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm grooming my cat.
Oh,
now we are coming up to the top of the hour, so we're going to do another refill break. Scufflemoss, would you like to stay for the third hour? Or would you
Absolutely.
Okay, then we'll keep you around. Now, just so you know, third hour is much more free and laid back, which the whole show's been that way at this point, so it's probably not going to be very different from what we've already been doing. The big key is if we start asking how the weather is there, we're running out of things to talk about. So we'll open with that and then just blossom from there.
Okay.
I think we're going to get rain.
Oh.
I like rain, though. What's your favorite weather? Snow, rain? What do you beaches, mountains? What do you like?
Most like when it is cooler, but rain is okay. Not a favorite, but it's just okay.
It's I don't necessarily like to be stuck in it. I don't mind being in it, but not stuck in it.
Yes.
If I can, there's been times where it's been raining and I've gone outside and walked around because I can come right back inside and dry off. So it's not a big deal. That is not. And we also have hummingbirds. That's if you see me lean like this, it's because there's a hummingbird at the feeder. And we had a really bad storm 2-3 weeks ago, and we didn't see hummingbirds for like 10 days. We were very worried about the little guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because usually there's about 10 of them out there.
Wow.
It's like watching a little dog fight, like a Star Wars X-Wing fight with all the hummingbirds going at each other and then stopping to drink, and it's great. Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yes, we do not have very many hummingbirds right here at this house. Caretaker did buy a hummingbird feeder, but she did not keep up with it.
Understandable. It's we started out with 2 feeders, and once they started coming around, and we just enjoyed watching them, and the cats enjoyed watching them. It's like cable TV for the cats. We now have 6 feeders because we wanted to be able to. Well, we had, a dozen or so hummingbirds, and we wanted to make sure they all, instead of the one alpha hummingbird chasing everybody away from the feeder.
That is really good of you.
We do it out of selfish reasons because they're just so freaking awesome. Kennedy says,
we have crows.
We do. I'm trying to bring the crows in and feed them too. And squirrels.
What does Kennedy say?
Very intelligent.
They are.
They would probably figure out how to get inside house.
That's fine. Maybe they can clean up while they're in here.
That would be good.
That would be. Kennedy says, let's face it, everybody likes a good Hummer. And with that thought, we're going to go on our refill break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes, everyone. What he said. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And now, for the continuing adventures of the Bus Wanker.
What are we doing? Okay, so who's doing the opening line and the rest join in?
We're getting toasted at Talk of the Tavern. Whoop!
Elizabeth from New York. and I'm getting toasted at Talk at the Tavern. Woo, baby! Forget the train. I gotta get home so I can get toasted on Talk at the Tavern.
You're not gonna get the LOL. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna get it. Keep that to know.
I just want to get toasted. Talk at the Tavern.
I don't want nobody paying on the train.
Come on. I just want to get toasted on Talk at the Tavern. Come on.
I'm pinching his butt.
You got toasted at Talk at the Tavern.
I'm smacking the ass. Smack the ass. Smack the ass. Oh. Smack it. And then your wife knows. That'd be awesome.
He's getting toasted for Talk at the Tavern.
Oh my.
We're all together, and guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna get toasted at Talk of the Tavern.
Yeah, baby.
I was hoping we'd do that in unison.
Talk of the Tavern!
I'm getting toasted. At Talk of the Tavern. Crap! Another French press broken. Well, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Stainless steel, baby. And now I'm all ready to get toasted on Talk at the Tavern. Cheers! Look at all the beauty. Just makes me think about getting toasted at Talk at the Tavern. Yeah. Hey, this is Pickle Lady up in New York, and I got toasted on Talk at the Tavern. Cheers! I'm at my school. They're rehearsing, and all I can think about is getting toasted at Talk at the Tavern. Oh!
I'm on the train. I'm by myself. The car's completely empty. I don't know what to do. Oh my God! What's going on?
So looking forward to getting toasted on Talk at the Tavern.
Okay, and I'm going to cut that short so we can come back because we're all ready. And I'm going to see if I can download those songs from Fable Cry, and maybe we'll play one. I'm worried about it interfering with the bandwidth, so we'll see how this works out.
Oh. Yeah.
So far, so good. So, let's see. Let's check on everybody else over here. Okay, no new comments or anything. Which, by the way, if anybody is watching the live stream and wondering why you cannot comment, two things may be happening. One, make sure you actually have an account on Twitch. When you do get an account, they send you an email where you have to verify the email address. That way they know they're not getting spammers signing.
And it's free.
And it
is free.
And then once you're back on the channel after confirming your email, make sure you follow our channel. I have set it up so only people who follow the channel can comment. And this just stops spammers from running through, dropping it, and heading out. So something to keep in mind. I think everybody that's on at the moment can comment, but that's just in case we got somebody else. It's okay. Now, Andrea, I think you had a few things you wanted to ask about. Speaking of music.
Yes. Scufflemoss, what is your favorite type of music? Do you have one?
Gwar.
Really?
Oh. Hey, they're local here.
They are.
Yes. Yes, they are from Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
They are, and
Have you seen them in concert?
Scufflemoss have not seen them, but caretakers have seen them 3 times.
Oh yeah, they put on a great show.
Incredible show. It's so inspiring to throw.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Oh, you know what? We're putting stuff in the way here. Sorry.
See, throw like Gwar so much. You have table reader.
Oh, nice.
Big book. Book. Not want to drop that, but you know, they also did recently. They did comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I didn't know that.
Yes, yes. They had 3. Actually, it is a series of 5. And it was called Orgasmageddon.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very fun to read. If you like Gwar, definitely something to check out.
Yes, I agree. That's awesome. So, do you sing or play an instrument?
Yes.
What do you play or what do you sing?
Scufflemoss has right here. He let it drop, but this is automaton.
Oh, can you do a quick tune? What instrument does that sound like?
Theremin.
Thank you.
Yes.
Theremin, but it also sounds like a... When I was at Ren Fairs, there was a German band. It was a German period band. And it was almost like a primitive oboe type situation. But it wasn't just like, you know, they can take the mouthpiece off of a bagpipe and play that all by itself, and it has a similar noise.
Oh.
But this was, anyhow, I can't think of it, and I don't think it's one of those things that's going to come to me. But yes, it's a good sound. It's unlike just the mouthpiece to a bagpipe. It's rather annoying sound.
Yes, like automaton. Automaton is exactly something that you want to start busting out in public.
Can you hold that up for me? I'm going to make your screen big and take a better look at it. Give it a second for the light to adjust. So interesting. Oh. I feel like you can.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I hadn't seen one of those before.
Now, how did you discover that?
Was actually watching YouTube video of person playing Pantera on here.
Oh.
Yes, it was like, let's see. Could not actually remember, never mind. But he saw it and it was like, dude, that's so cool! So went out on Amazon and got one.
So,
yes.
How musically inclined are you? Can you play things by ear is what I'm looking for here.
Yes.
So can you do Eye of the Tiger on that? It's like a busy signal that's gone wrong.
Oh no! Yes. Actually forgot how to play that one. But can play stuff like When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So.
How many octaves does that cover? Very good.
Something like that.
How many octaves does that cover?
Really, it is only
1.5.
There are 12 notes on it.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So it is about 1.5.
So it's not much different from the range that a tin whistle would have.
Yes.
Which is pretty much an octave and a half or so.
Or like harmonica.
There you go.
So,
do you play harmonica
Which
also?
Harmonica and do not know if you know what cajon is.
I know what cajonis are.
What?
I know what cajonis are. If you got big
yes,
cajonis.
That's different. A cajon is like a, as Frond Parker called it, a fancy box. Drumming on.
That you play with.
Yes, it is a percussion instrument that you
Oh,
sit upon it.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So you have rhythm, is what I'm getting here. Do you need to pop up and grab another bottle of water?
Hold on.
Excellent. Okay.
Ah, very good. So do you play any other instruments?
As you could see, there are gig bags back here. This one is bass. This guitar. Scufflemoss not very good on guitar, but he's pretty decent on bass. Can play things like Killing in the Name of, and likes to just play things for fun.
I understand. Front porch playing is something we have lost. I remember front porch playing is something we've lost. I remember sitting around with friends, whether on the front porch or in the driveway, and one person would have a guitar and they'd play a little bit of Eagles or a little bit of Billy Joel or whatever songs were out there, and everybody would sing along horribly because nobody remembered all the words. And but it was still.
I can play the cowbell.
We need more cowbell.
We
yes.
do. There is, who was it that we had on? It was Night Watch Paradox. They actually have a song where they worked cowbell into it, and when they do live performances, there is a point where they shout out to the audience that we need more cowbell, and it will go on for like 2 or 3 minutes where the audience with their cowbells just beating along. And they'll just kind of do this, they'll run the instruments in the background, but the cowbells are now featured.
That's awesome.
It is.
They love audience participation.
See, when I'm in the audience, I'm not an audience participator, but I love to see audience participation because that means that performer has now become the entertainer that makes it an experience instead of just watching somebody play music. It's
yes.
I've never been a big screamer, shouter, wave my hands in the air guy, but I love to see it.
Yes. Speaking of music and all that stuff, like we talked about early in the show, Scufflemoss will be doing his first show at the Crying Wolf in Nashville next Friday on the 8th. But most important part of his show is audience participation.
What kind of?
We are going.
Go ahead.
We are going to summon a spirit. Yes.
Go on. What kind?
You'll have to find out.
Okay.
We have to go there to see.
But yes, Scufflemoss already have certain things prepared that he has not released yet, but will be released then and all over the social medias once it happens. So that is first show. There is other show that is being talked about for August, and there is also talk of possible show outside of state in November.
Nice. Then we'll have to see if we can't get you to Mars.
Yes.
So. Now I see you have a Misfit shirt on. Is that correct?
That is correct.
There we go. So I was telling my son about that shirt the other day, and of course he's 15, but he hasn't had a chance to find out who the Misfits are. But he will. He's got a broad spectrum of knowledge, but it takes time to get to certain areas.
Absolute.
And if you guys are just joining us and you're trying to talk, make sure you signed up for Twitch, verified your email, and also followed the channel. That way you could chat and ask our guest, Scufflemoss, questions. I saw a few more people join, so I want to make sure they get the lowdown, just in case it's Jim going, I can't type.
Oh, yes. Hello, Franz, but just join.
So is it hard to play guitar with your hands?
Yes. This is why Scuffle must not play guitar. What he do play is bass usually, because the strings are a little wider and there are fewer of them.
That makes sense. Do you use a pick?
Actually prefer to finger pick.
I wasn't sure. It's a basses. I don't know a lot of basses that use picks. Most of them finger pick. But yeah, just checking with troll hands. I wasn't sure.
Yes. Now hands do tend to dampen the string a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So using a pick does make the note sound a little louder.
That's true. That's a good point. It depends if you're being featured at the moment or else if your background. Because if you're just doing the bass line, the harmony, being slightly dampened isn't going to hurt a thing.
Exactly. And they tend to tune out the bass in most tracks anyway.
Well, that's their loss.
Usually.
I love a good bass line. I love stand-up bass. Yeah, nothing like a good thumping.
Someone actually plays stand-up bass in a local band.
Do you?
This band was heard on a TED Talk. They are called the Hardin Draw. Hardin. Hardin.
Mm-hmm.
Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the Hardin Draw is local band who have been placed, and they have toured a little bit. But their bass player, who is Jason Dietz, he used to be in Tennessee Ska. He plays a upright bass. He's very cool.
I miss more than just 3 instruments in a band. When it's just drums, guitar, and bass, it's great. But I do miss. As a matter of fact, mentioned this the other day. Like Huey Lou and the News had a brass section. Billy Joel would add brass or violin. Dire Straits, Jethro Tull with the flute. Yeah,
flute, cornet, and harmonica.
Yeah, and that's why I like a lot of the blues and Andre.
This way to the Egress, they have a tuba and accordion. Think of what you would play in high school band. That's what they have. It's awesome.
And they rock. They're great, kind of cabaret, 1920 blues and jazz type feel, and a little bit of carnival thrown in on top.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's
like they do that a little bit. For instance, Joe Cleary of Fable Cry, she plays the violin.
Right.
And then you have Scott Fernandez on bass, but it is not normal bass. It is 12-stringed bass. It is huge.
Yeah.
Then Melody, she plays the flute.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I miss more than 3 instruments in a band. And as much as I enjoy... Andrew?
I'm on the website for the Hardin Draw, and wow, it looks very interesting because they're describing their music. And yes, I'm going to have to listen to this when we get off air. I'll put the link in the chat.
Definitely. And by the way, I did load up 2 of those Fable Cries songs, so we get to a point we can always roll one of their tracks that we want. I'm going to go with the Hardin Draw. See that? If I had known this, we could have brought you on Tuesday also, because that's the music. You could just be a band promoter for a dozen local bands. I like their look.
Yeah.
That group shot on that.
It's good. I like this.
It's nice and simple and clean, but they're still... you see their tats and... Personality still comes through even though they're kind of dressed blandly. and that's nice.
Yes.
Um,
They're good local band who got to be on a TED Talk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. What kind of TED Talk was it?
Oh, Scufflemoss is ashamed to say he did not actually watch it.
It's okay.
But it looked like it was musical, obviously. They just got to do that and do not know many of the circumstance behind it, though.
Let's see, yeah, we're looking at mandolin, guitar, violin, bass, drums. So yeah, they do have a nice variety. I love violin. And violin and flute together, the way they can work and weave. It's beautiful. Beauty. It is. Absolutely. Huh. They have a song here called Landlocked, which was the name of the band that I used to perform with at Renaissance fairs.
Really?
Yeah. It was a short-lived band.
Pirate, yes?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was a pirate band in Virginia. It's I was not the talent. I was the mouthpiece who they allowed sing quietly on stage with them. But I could step forward and announce and do the jokes, but I was no musical talent, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and I freely admit that. I love music.
Musical talent. Musical talent is something that not everyone have. Would sometimes, even if you spend years learning it, might not stick. But it does not mean that you have to give up.
No, not at all. You could sit and enjoy doing it. This is why the front porch or the sing-alongs and the audience participation. This is why you have that, because you can have. And by the way, I have seen some great bands who had very little talent, because Dropkick Murphys is a good example of this.
Yes.
They are not a clean music band, but they have so much emphasis and personality. The Clancy Brothers, which did a lot of the Irish folk music, not terribly talented, but man, they put on a good show and kept that audience moving. So nobody knows the Clancy Brothers anymore. I think I'm stuck in the 70s on that one.
It is okay. Just like the Bee Gees.
I like the Bee Gees too, Andrea.
Oh!
He's big into disco. I'm not a disco person.
Scufflemoss like all musics, so, having just one specific band, it's fun to really like a specific band, but it's good to diversify.
Yeah. The old question, if you're trapped on a desert island and you only have one CD with you, what would it be? I'm like, one I put together myself with MP3s that has 300 songs on it. Next question?
Yeah.
Next question. Well, Scufflemoss would say Ambedo by Battle Path.
Oh, okay. What kind of music is that?
It is Blackened Doom.
Blackened Doom?
Blackened Doom.
Doom, gotcha.
Where it is generally slow, do, like that, but it is a little more black, like the black metals of the north.
Gotcha.
My favorite.
That is other one that Scufflemoss really recommend, especially, let's see, what's it on Ambedo? No, on Storm und Stress. They have album called Storm und Stress. There is track on that album called Tear the Skyline. Excellent track. You have the build up. It gets stronger and stronger as it goes. And then it hits zenith. It is wonderful. So much fun to sing along to if you like to sing like black metal musician.
Look at Andrea there. And Kennedy says, I know the Clancy Brothers a bit, but then again, I'm a Kennedy. There you go. I've just frequented. If you go to a Ren Fair, like half the songs you hear played at Ren Fairs that are not original music have been performed by the Clancy Brothers at some time. Whiskey in the Jar, Landlord Fill the Flowing Bowl, Seven Drunken Nights, all these things that we know as Irish pub music. They were one of the first big bands to perform it. And like I said, musically, you listen to them and go, it's not bad, but energy-wise and the way they interacted with their audience, you went, no, I'm having a great time here, and I want to do this again. And I'll tell that to anybody who says, well, I'm only a little musically talented. If you're personality talented, you can pull off a band.
Yes. This is
I
true.
have lots of it. I like a lot of different musics too. Like I have Beats Antique.
Oh.
I really like them.
By the way, she enjoyed...
Of course, from the 80s. Fable Cry. Because it's good belly dance music.
Fable Cry.
And then Raw Bass. And of course, Typo Negative. My favorite.
Oh, very nice.
I don't know if you can see all that, but I have all their stuff.
Mostly.
Yeah. I have imports and things.
Cool. What you got?
Well, I have... This is an import of Typo Negative.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So, I like music a lot.
We had a musical guest on, Ray Dafrico, last month, and he was mentioning some of the people he's open for, play for. You know, like he's open for Weird Al and The Cure and other things. And it was great because he mentioned one of his previous bands, and Andrew's like, I have your CD.
Well, because when I was in high school, because I like punk, Kathleen Turner Overdrive. I'm like, I know who that is.
Oh.
So.
Oh. Yeah. Do you like pop punk?
I like, yeah.
Like the used kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
What I check out is The Steel Winter.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
They are a California-based band. Actually have their album here. And it is signed.
Oh.
Where are you?
I don't think my Google found what you were talking about. I found Steel Cold Winter, which is a South Korean romance mystery thriller film.
I'm spelling it wrong. Okay.
Yes, they are kind of a pop punk band.
Okay.
And like this picture is from very old, long ago. Most of the members in this band are not there anymore. He is, but it is just good fun music. You will like very much, especially Where the Hell Is My Clone?
Okay.
You like that one.
And they describe themselves as a 5-piece progressive pop rock band.
Yes.
So, that's
nice. I found their website.
Yep, I pulled them up also. And what happened
to
my girlfriend?
They have Facebook, all that stuff too.
Very good. You know, I almost miss the days where everybody had a website. I'm good with everybody having social media also, but now so many bands, I'm like, oh, do you have a website? They're like, we have Facebook. And I'm like, for $20, you get a website for a year. You can get, buy the domain, redirect it to a free thing, like, I believe like yours.
Yes, Scufflemoss is free.
Right. But you could buy Scufflemoss.com and just put a redirect on it so it sends it right there if you wanted to. But the point is, you have a website. That's yours. And you can put... Because when I ask people, if we can only put one link up, what do you want it to be? Because you want that one link that sends you to everything else. You want the hub. And a lot of... Darn us creative people, sometimes we just don't get how the world works, and we're confused by, we want what? And so yeah, it's I try to help out others and go, yeah, get a website. Especially, I really have a strong feeling Facebook is going to start collapsing in on itself. It's already started to do a little. They're shoring it up, but don't rely on Facebook over the next 5 years.
Agreed. Facebook is not exactly Scufflemoss' favorite place to operate.
Yeah.
Simply because they suck.
Yeah.
Okay, Kennedy says, I would prefer you put up your MySpace link.
Which was originally made for fans.
Oh, goodness. Okay, funny thing, Scufflemoss actually does have MySpace.
Me too.
Nice.
Oh!
I deleted mine years ago, but I had it back before Facebook. It's yeah, they got a bit ridiculous, the customization ability of that, and it got so graphic heavy that just to go on there, it would freeze a computer.
Yes, it would.
This being 10 years ago.
But, yeah, Scufflemoss actually made the MySpace like a month ago out of a joke. Like, seriously, it was a joke. There were some people talking about their bands. Instead of using Facebook anymore, hey, let's go to MySpace. Well, Scufflemoss went and made MySpace page as a joke.
You never know. 2 years from now, you could be like, oh, look at all the trouble Facebook is in. That MySpace is really coming in handy now.
Yes! Too bad they do not have app.
Yet. If they start getting the traffic coming back to them. But then again, with Bandcamp and SoundCloud and everything, I don't know if MySpace would ever see a resurgence, besides a minor one.
Exactly. At this point, there is no sense in having a MySpace. Like, Facebook could die off at this point.
Right.
Troll would not care. But you have already so many other social media profiles. You have Twitter, which Troll have. He uses every once in a while. And it is usually just to say certain things. Like today, I believe Scufflemoss tweeted a line from A Christmas Story.
Which one?
What was his name? Not Ralphie.
Not Ralphie.
Randy laid there like a slug.
I know the line. It's, by the way, just making sure Scufflemoss, you can link your Instagram, so anytime you post Instagram, it'll post it to Twitter and Facebook also.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, do that.
Yeah.
Already do that.
As long as you know about it. So you can do 3 posts for the price of 1.
Exactly. And that is what Scufflemoss do usually. He have it linked to Twitter, which goes to the caretaker's profile. So whenever he posts it, it go to caretaker's Facebook profile. And whenever he posts to Facebook through Instagram, it go to the Front Club Facebook page.
Gotcha. You have like 3 Facebook pages for you. You have the profile one, you have the Wooden Boy, and then you have the Friends of Scufflemoss. Did I cover them all, or is there another one?
No, that is it.
That's it. Okay. It's
well, I mean, if you count in other things that Scufflemoss, like Scufflemoss, not even care at this point about keeping this part quiet. There is other page called Goat Manslaughter. Okay. It is a parody of a black metal band that Scufflemoss make for upcoming episodes for YouTube that he has been filming. So if you go to Instagram and look through the recent post, you will see a man with long hair and corpse paint on. Mm-hmm. That is Blake Dellinger from Flummox. He is acting the main role in this little video for Goat Manslaughter. So keep an eye out for that one within the next 2 months.
Now let me ask you this: with Goat Manslaughter, is that 2 words or 3?
1 word.
All 1 word. Okay. Now I'm curious: is it Goat Manslaughter, or is it Goat Manslaughter?
It is all 3.
Okay. Just checking. I wasn't sure where the emphasis was going.
I found it.
You found it?
And I found it.
Yes, it is mainly parody.
I love parodies. I grew up on Dr. Demento and Weird Al, and I've always appreciated. When I came into the convention circle, they're like, Filk. And I'm like, what's Filk? I'm like, oh, you're doing parodies. And they're like, it's called Filk. I'm like, okay, you call it what you want. It's parodies.
It's called parody.
Yeah. But either one. I just like to laugh and
Filk.
Clever. Yeah. Filk. F-I-L-K. Filk.
Filk.
It's like folk with an I in it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Scufflemoss get it.
Yeah, it's.
And at MarsCon, they do a thing called Filkin Cookies. So they have all the musicians sitting around in a circle playing, and they serve cookies.
That sounds good.
You just want cookies.
Scufflemoss just want to eat, period.
Don't eat a period.
Which is why he hosts events like Feasting with Forest Trolls, where friends get together with Scufflemoss and we just eat food. The first one that we did, I think it was the first. Oh, actually, the first one, which if you go on the website, you will see Scufflemoss in kimono.
I saw
that. That was
like a sushi chef.
Yes. Scufflemoss held a little event for just a few friends to come and eat sushi with Troll. It was crazy. And then after that, in November, we had frozen treats with friends. There is a local ice cream place which they love Scufflemoss there. They let Scufflemoss come whenever he wants.
That's good.
They let us come and just buy ice cream and eat it. It was a lot of fun to hang out with friends and talk. And then we walked on the Murfreesboro Square for a little bit and got weird stares, but that is okay. Then, back in January, Scufflemoss had other Feasting with Forest Trolls at another local restaurant called the Wing Basket. And that place,
I like wings.
They have amazing chickens.
By the way, our fellow streamer here cheered 100. Thank you for that, Toei. Appreciate that. And
Thank you, Toei.
And she commented that this stream is out of control.
He's in here with the puns. Scufflemoss love it.
There we go. It's I bet you that ice cream place loves for you to come in when they have a new employee and they haven't told the employee about you. I just can imagine the other 3 or 4 employees watching the new guy going, check it out. 3
times. Every time the Troll have been there, different person working. And every time, they do not know. It is funny every single time.
I'm sure it is. I feel like Frusion Glage with friends.
Frusion Glage.
With friends. Do they make Frusion Glage anymore? I don't know either. Do you just
What is that?
It was a high quality, I don't know if it was a frozen yogurt or if it was custard or just good ice cream or what. But, I am so sorry. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to...
Use the Google?
No. It was my son. So I'm...
Just checking text message.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Because children are important.
No, my phone was ringing, and I saw it light up, and it was my son's name, so I just wanted to let him know. I'll call him right back. So hopefully everything's okay. I'll let you know in 25 minutes, which we do only have about 25 minutes left.
Yeah, really? It's going pretty quick.
It is. It's a relaxed show. Usually we're a little more animated because of how we're feeling, we're a little more chill than normal. I think I'm gonna cook. I'm hungry now talking about all this food.
Oh yeah.
I think it's time for a bun, but caretakers are currently out of bun.
Oh no.
Oh.
They
need to get you a bun maker.
Yes. Bun maker for Troll. Give ingredient. No have to buy no more.
You push the button and 2 hours later, it's all done.
He puts the bun in the pot. Or else it gets less hot.
That's very true. Very true. It's
So if anybody has questions for our guests, go ahead and type them in.
Do it.
I bet you Toei comes up with something. Where'd Bob go? Bob was asking good questions. It's
Who knows? He might be at work. So, do trolls like TV? Do you like television?
Yes. that is other thing that caretakers let Troll learn on when he was leaving his garage. They tell Troll, here is book, you read. Here is TV, you watch. Learn how to talk. Learn how to communicate with humans. So, that is how Troll learned to speak English, was from the TVs.
Here's a question for you.
So, what shows? Oh, go ahead.
Okay, we'll give break. Sorry to interrupt. It's Toei asks, has Scufflemoss ever played the game Tunnels and Trolls?
No.
You ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Or heard of it?
What?
Tunnels and Trolls is like that. It's but Toei actually wrote for Tunnels and Trolls. It's a gaming in the 80s. Yeah. And then John asks, how long do trolls live? Which
it was already answered. Scufflemoss very old, does not know how long.
He's 229 currently and counting. So we know at least 229 years, probably a little more than that.
It's going to be more, promise you that.
There we go. It's okay, so back to what kind of TV shows do you binge watch?
Well, no, what kind of shows and movies did you watch to learn how to interact?
WB.
Oh.
A lot of superhero shows.
Friends, like you know the show Friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Rachel Ross, with Monica, Joey, Chandler, all of the with Phoebe. Yes. So Scufflemoss liked that one. That one was a lot of fun.
Feel like you should watch Cheers.
Also, like what?
Feel like you should watch Cheers.
I've watched a little bit of Cheers also, but you know, bar. It turned out that bar setting is not very good for Troll. It is really, really weird.
Why?
Oh, well, okay. You know that picture with Aaron, Captain Aaron, where we play pool?
Yes.
Okay, that was just a couple of weeks ago. We went there, and let us just say that people were not very happy to see Troll. And that is generally the response Troll gets when he go to bar.
Gotcha.
So, bar is not exactly where he belongs.
Well, if I open up a tavern or a pub, I'll let you know. We'll invite you in.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So back to TV shows.
Yes.
There is also like Scufflemoss like cartoons, like Invader Zim. What is other? There's Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, obviously. Also like a lot of MTV stuff, but not the reality. More like Jackass, Wild Boys, things like that. Like to laugh. We put it that way.
We had one of our regular viewers mention that he knows not John Krafowski, but the other guy who did the art for Ren and Stimpy, and said,
that was Kennedy, I think.
It was Kennedy. And yeah, mention, next time he sees him, he'll mention Talk of the Tavern. I think that'd be a great person to have on.
That would be really cool to watch.
Couple of questions here, Andrea. Do you want to cover them, or do you want me to read them?
Okay, because we have some new viewers that weren't here in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Sorry, I got a notification here. Go away. Toei asked, do trolls like pets? And if so, what kind?
Yes, like cat, like the one that is on his lap.
That's
cat.
Giraffe. Kennedy asked, what about troll hunters? I guess, are they a problem?
Oh, no, it's a cartoon.
Or is it a show? Oh.
It is show.
Mm-hmm. There's
that there is multiple troll hunters.
That was very good.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually pretty good. It mainly focused on the Norwegian trolls.
Correct.
Which are very large. Scufflemoss does not fear troll hunters, but does fear regular hunters, because pretty much anyone who has gone out in public is not to be trusted.
I agree. It's I could picture you in a black fedora and a red and black striped sweater. I feel like you could cosplay
You're talking about Freddy Krueger, aren't you?
I am. I can imagine people in a bar not being too familiar with trolls might automatically assume. You know.
Of course.
It's
Funny thing about that.
Yeah.
Caretaker actually does have sweater that look like it could be Freddy Krueger's. But you know, Troll not wear that because he does not want the association of child molester.
Oh, I totally forgot about that part.
Yes.
I'm just stuck on the dream power thing. Then again, I don't think I've watched that since the 80s either. So, have you seen the Troll Hunter? What's that?
Set of Nightmare Before Christmas or Nightmare on Elm Street.
They're not terribly similar movies, but I guess they share something in them.
They have a nightmare.
They do. So what about the Troll Hunters cartoon? Have you seen that?
I've not seen Troll Hunter cartoon.
I know the toys are everywhere.
It was on Netflix, yes?
Netflix, yes.
Okay. Caretakers have not had Netflix for a little while, so Scufflemoss does not have access to Troll Hunters currently.
Oh, thank you, Andrea, for doing that. Appreciate that. It's she's doing a shout out. Do trolls celebrate any special holidays?
Yes. The normal holidays that most humans in America do, but also around Christmas, there is holiday that is called Teens Techno, Tins Techno. It is holiday where you eat shrimp, give gifts, and listen to techno music.
Okay.
I could get into that holiday. I could do that.
It is good. It is good holiday.
How do you feel about Groundhog's Day?
What?
How do you feel about Groundhog's Day?
The groundhog is a stupid animal.
Yeah. And what about the holiday celebrating him?
Does not consider it holiday because Caretaker does not get it off work.
See, I have decided to embrace Groundhog's Day because it is such a ridiculous
We celebrate it.
holiday. Yes, and do you know what the traditional gift to give on Groundhog's Day is? Sausage. And I think it's kind of obvious why. Do you know why you give sausage on Groundhog's Day?
No.
Because it's groundhog.
Oh! Oh, that's good. Oh.
So we celebrate the stupid holiday and give each other sausage.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Sausage right now. Would really eat anything at this point.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to going in the kitchen after this and cooking something up. Andrea,
we could put sausage on a bun.
Oh! Yes, tag Scufflemoss in that.
We do have both those items in the house. So we're definitely good. And of course, if we put sausage on a bun, it could also be an innuendo. Because we do have both those items in the house.
Oh my goodness.
So how's the weather over there?
Oh, you have one thing to talk about. Okay. Oh, it looks like it is a little bit overcast, but sun is starting to come out. It was raining a lot yesterday. Would you know, in the Japanese language, you would say, "Ii otenki desu ne." That would mean it is nice weather, is it not?
I think all weather is nice. I like the snow, I like a storm, I like the sun.
Especially when it's outside.
Yeah. I just worry when there's no weather when I look outside.
If that happens, you should probably make sure that you are not in a Lovecraftian dimension.
Oh, that's a good point. Or on a space station. Either one, you should probably keep the windows closed.
John has a question. John has a question. How many species of trolls do you know?
Personally, Scufflemoss only know about the internet troll. And that is the kind of troll that would talk bad about your mother. But as far as other trolls, Scufflemoss have not personally met very many because he lived in Tennessee forest for 50 years. And then before that, it was 179 years in other forests. But because trolls tend to be more withdrawn when it comes to meeting other creatures, he mostly have only met elf. That was weird experience.
What about other cryptids? Ever hang out with Bigfoot? I hear he gets to the Tennessee forest a little bit once in a while.
Yes, actually, looking to go squatching in November.
Are you really?
For real. For real. Going to film that.
I think we need to have you and your friend on afterwards, and we can just do a whole show on squatching and cryptids.
Yes. There is going to be 2 trips. First, the caretakers are going to go and check out the area. And then there is going to be a second trip with Scufflemoss to make sure. Yes. Because there is going to be wildlife. Scufflemoss was told that there is bobcats, and you do not want to mess with bobcats. Perhaps mountain lion. Not very many bear. Scufflemoss have interaction with bear. Not very many in that area.
Right.
But there are bear. Also snake. Do not like snake.
Understandable. So yeah,
okay,
be careful up there. With spiders, yeah. And John would like to know, is there a Mrs. Scufflemoss? So is there any dating going on for you?
Well, okay. So Scufflemoss mentioned this earlier. Now, inside of troll is poisonous. So kissing, intimate contact, not recommended.
Gotcha.
Scufflemoss has a thing called root.
Yeah, he does.
You can kind of see it a little bit right here.
I see it.
Here's root is also poisonous. It kills on contact.
Gotcha. So stick to fist bumps and high fives.
Hugs are okay.
Hugs are okay. And
but no touch root.
And sharing a milkshake is okay from the picture I've seen.
Oh, Scufflemoss did not have mouth on the straw.
I know. I saw you just hovering over the straw. It reminds me. I went to Disney World once, which of course is in Florida, and there was a water fountain, and Pluto, the person dressed up in the Pluto furry outfit, is standing there at the water fountain with it turned on and just staring at it. Because in that costume you can't drink, but you're just staring at it. Got a picture of it. It's cute.
It's kind of like, this is my life now.
Yeah, I can't drink from the public water fountain. Oh. So sad.
That's because he needs a dog bowl.
He does. I have never bowled with a dog. It's you gotta be rough for blind people though, because they need to dog bowl too.
So, since we're almost at the end of the show, I have a question. You, Scufflemoss, are a fan of guar. Have you ever been to Guar Bar?
No. Scufflemoss have not been to Virginia yet. Really hope to. Eventually. Hopefully soon. It would be very cool to actually visit the Guar Bar. Know about it, following hosts and such. Also, it looked like their food look amazing to eat. Also, Michael Dirks sounded like he's an incredible chef. Scufflemoss would love to taste his cooking.
Well, when you come down here, let us know and we'll meet you for lunch.
That would be wonderful.
There we go. We can even call ahead and make sure it's okay if a troll shows up.
Just as long as Scufflemoss is not a bone snapper, should be okay.
There we go. That's true. That's true. And since we are wrapping up the show, I want to go ahead and mention what we have coming up in the next week. Tomorrow, joining us for the last half of the show will be Victor and the Bully on our virtual international pub. Monday, for Philosopher's Pub, we have energy, positive and negative, and the possibility of gun law discussion in third hour, because they go so well together. Next Tuesday, for Tunesday, we have Lee of White Party Radio out of the Isle of Wight in the UK joining us.
Which is a pirate radio.
It is a pirate radio, indeed. And then Mo Moeller joins us on next week's Middle Age Geekery to talk about their new project, graphic novel named Dementia. So that kind of lays out what we got going on. I'm going to start looking for who we're going to raid. You see, on Twitch, we can set it up so we raid other channels. When we're done, it basically transfers all our viewers over to another person who is streaming. And there is nobody on. I could just send them all over to the Doctor Who thing. They can all watch Doctor
Well, see,
Who.
this is how we've gotten more viewers, and we expose our viewers to new things. So.
It's true. It's true.
Oh yeah, the Doctor Who marathon is on.
It is. It is.
Okay.
I'm also seeing who else is hosting people, because I see Talking Toei is hosting Cheese to Life. And Cheese to Life.
Ooh.
It's so Toei, if you have somebody you want us to raid, let us know. We'll gladly pop over there on your behalf.
It's all about community and supporting each other.
Absolute.
We do like that. And I'd rather send it to a
We also...
Okay.
I was going to say, also check out Scufflemoss's story time at 7 Central Time.
7 Central tonight on YouTube and Facebook, but preferably YouTube because it's better for Scufflemoss. So
trying to get those hours up.
Absolutely. Understandable. Yeah, you got to get the views in there and whatnot. I think I'm going to send it over to somebody else instead of the Twitch one that has 10,000 viewers already. I would rather take our handful of folks to somebody who is, you know what I want to do? I want to go right here because Mech is hosting Resurrection Fern, and it looks like she is doing live music. So I think that's who we're going to go take a look at. Then again, maybe... Hold on, I gotta make sure they're actually on and rolling. Yeah, there we go. They are playing some music, so I think that's a good one to go for. Oh, I wonder what kind of music they have, because I haven't heard of them before. But so let me see what I can find out here. Writing songs on my Taylor GS Mini and my keyboard. Pull from my many genres, including folk, singer-songwriter, indie. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I will do that in a minute. Before we wrap it up, though, let's go ahead and cover all of Scufflemoss's stuff one more time. And do you want to tell them about June the 8th? So not this Friday, but next Friday.
Next Friday.
What's going on?
Yes, next Friday will be Scufflemoss' first musical performance. It will be in Nashville at the Crying Wolf. He is going to be performing under the name Wooden Boy. That is going to also be name he perform under for future shows. We should have another summer. And it is more of a visual thing than actual live performance. So visual with audience performance, participation.
Gotcha.
It's going to be fun. And tonight for story time, we're going to continue Little Bear and listen to Blood to Submission. So just plugging that for tonight.
So make sure you join in for some of that stuff. And find somebody else cool to follow and hang out with and chit-chat with. It's because I know during your story time you don't necessarily interrupt yourself to reply to comments, but afterwards you do, don't you?
Yes, go on there and reply via the actual comments. The reason why Troll does not actually reply to them at the time is because the caretaker and Scufflemoss use iPhones for our cameras. So in order to get good picture quality, Scufflemoss have to use the rear camera, so Scufflemoss cannot actually see comments that are coming in at that time.
Understandable. Understandable.
Yes.
It's but also you wouldn't want to interrupt the story. You're busy reading the story at that point anyway. So
Absolutely.
from there,
this was good because we are here to talk. But if reading story have very limited time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, also if there are kids watching and listening to you read a story, you don't want to interrupt it with adult chit chat. They're not going to stick around for that. They're going to wander off and find something shiny to put in their mouth.
Precisely. Which is why I try to keep these stories short, and then after that go on to other things.
Absolutely. So make sure you join us tomorrow, and Scufflemoss, it has been a pleasure, sir.
The pleasure has been all Scufflemoss.
We can split.
We need a closing toast.
We need a closing toast. I'm going to do it with this tonight. That's why I have to thump it with. We're going to do this. Here's to expanding your friendships to other races, especially trolls.
You're here.
Here! Salute!
Slancha. Okay, so we got, let's see what we got. Let's go ahead and just move us on over there. We got only a minute left. Let's get some closing music in here. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another.
Bye, Toby.
Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.